Don't miss the awesome Naruto stories my sister creates. Her last channel was hacked, so to stay in the loop, please subscribe to her new channel. It would mean a lot to her, and you won't regret it. Dear Naruto Lemon fans, I'm inviting all of you to my Boosty channel. You know that YouTube doesn't exactly approve of this kind of content, so please subscribe to my paid subscription and enjoy Naruto Lemon scenes comfortably. There are different subscription tiers from Mini Lemon to God Lemon. Those who buy the over Naruto Lemon and God Naruto Lemon, I'll mentions in the videos. Dare. Chapter 1, Frozen Beginnings. The sun cast a warm, golden glow over the hidden leaf village as its inhabitants bustled about their daily routines. High above the village, atop the Hokage monument, a young ninja stood, gazing down at the place he called home. Naruto Uzumaki, with his signature bright orange jacket and spiky blonde hair, felt a sense of calm and pride as he took in the view. But beneath his confident exterior, he was grappling with newfound powers that both excited and terrified him. Naruto had recently discovered that he possessed a rare and powerful Kekkai Genkai, Ice Release. This ability, inherited from his father, Minato Namikaze, the fourth Hokage, allowed him to manipulate ice in ways he had never imagined. However, controlling this power proved to be a challenge, and he was determined to master it. As Naruto stood lost in thought, a familiar voice called out to him. "Hey, Naruto! What are you doing up here all alone?" Naruto turned to see Sakura Haruno, his teammate and close friend, approaching with a concerned expression. Her pink hair and green eyes stood out against the backdrop of the Hokage monument. "Just thinking, Sakura," Naruto replied with a grin, trying to mask his inner turmoil. "You know, reflecting on how awesome it is to be a ninja and all." Sakura raised an eyebrow, clearly not convinced. "Come on, Naruto. I know you better than that. What's really going on?" Naruto sighed, realizing he couldn't keep his worries to himself. "It's this new power I have, Sakura. The Ice Release. It's amazing, but it's also really hard to control. I don't want to hurt anyone." Sakura's expression softened as she placed a reassuring hand on Naruto's shoulder. "I understand, Naruto. But you're not alone in this. You have friends who will support you, and will help you figure it out together." Naruto nodded, feeling a sense of relief. "Thanks, Sakura. I appreciate it." Just then, a voice echoed from behind them. "If you're done with your heart-to-heart, we should get going. Kakashi-sensei is waiting for us." Naruto and Sakura turned to see Sasuke Uchiha, their other teammate, standing with his arms crossed. His onyx eyes betrayed no emotion, but there was a hint of impatience in his tone. Yeah, we're coming," Naruto said, rolling his eyes. "Let's go." The trio made their way to the training ground where their sensei, Kakashi Hatake, was waiting. Kakashi, with his silver hair and mask covering most of his face, was known for his laid-back demeanor and exceptional skills. He greeted them with his usual smile. "Ah, there you are," Kakashi said. "I hope you're ready for today's training. It's going to be a bit different." Naruto's curiosity was piqued. "Different how, Kakashi-sensei?" Kakashi's visible eye gleamed with amusement. "Today, we're going to focus on your new abilities, Naruto. I've arranged for a special training session to help you master your Ice Release." Naruto's eyes widened in surprise and excitement. "Really? That's awesome." Kakashi nodded. "Follow me." The group followed Kakashi to a secluded area of the training ground, where a large pond had frozen over. The sight of the icy surface filled Naruto with both anticipation and apprehension. "Naruto, I want you to practice using your Ice Release to manipulate this pond," Kakashi instructed. "Start by creating ice structures and see how well you can control them." Naruto nodded, determination shining in his eyes. He stepped forward, taking a deep breath as he focused on the icy pond. Slowly, he extended his hand, channeling his chakra into the water. The surface began to shimmer and crackle as ice formed, spreading outwards in intricate patterns. "That's it, Naruto. Keep going," Kakashi encouraged. Naruto continued to concentrate, shaping the ice into various forms, spikes, pillars, and even a small bridge. However, as he tried to create a more complex structure, he felt his control slipping. The ice began to grow uncontrollably, threatening to engulf the entire pond. "Naruto, focus." Kakashi's voice cut through the air, snapping Naruto back to reality. With a surge of effort, Naruto managed to regain control, stopping the ice from spreading further. He let out a sigh of relief, but he couldn't ignore the feeling of frustration that gnawed at him. "I'm sorry, Kakashi-sensei. I thought I had it, but it just got out of hand," Naruto admitted, his shoulders slumping. Kakashi placed a reassuring hand on Naruto's shoulder. "It's alright, Naruto. This is just the beginning. Learning to control a powerful Kekkei Genkai like ice release takes time and practice. The important thing is that you didn't give up." Naruto nodded, feeling a renewed sense of determination. "I'll keep working at it. I won't let this power control me." As they continued their training, Naruto couldn't shake the feeling that there was more to his newfound abilities. He had heard stories about his father, Minato, and his incredible ice release techniques. Perhaps there were hidden secrets and techniques waiting to be discovered. Later that evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Naruto made his way to the Uzumaki residence. The house, though modest, held a sense of warmth and comfort that always put him at ease. His mother, Kushina Uzumaki, greeted him at the door with a smile. "Welcome home, Naruto. How was training today?" Kushina asked, her fiery red hair framing her face. Naruto hesitated for a moment before answering. "It was challenging. Kakashi-sensei had me work on my ice release. I made some progress, but it's still tough to control." Kushina's eyes softened with understanding. "I know it's not easy, Naruto. But you're strong, and you'll figure it out. Your father believed in you, and so do I." Naruto felt a surge of warmth at his mother's words. "Thanks, Mom. I'll keep trying." As they sat down for dinner, Naruto couldn't help but notice the glint of determination in Kushina's eyes. He knew that she had always been a source of strength for him, and he was grateful for her unwavering support. After dinner, Naruto decided to take a walk to clear his mind. The village was peaceful at night, with the stars twinkling above. As he walked, he thought about the journey ahead and the challenges he would face. But he also felt a sense of hope, knowing that he had the support of his friends and family. Suddenly, Naruto heard a rustling sound nearby. He turned to see a figure emerging from the shadows. It was a man with striking silver hair and a calm demeanor. "Hello, Naruto," the man said with a smile. "I believe we have much to discuss." Naruto's eyes widened in recognition. "Who are you? How do you know my name?" The man chuckled softly. "My name is Tobirama Senju. I am the second Hokage. And I have come to help you unlock the full potential of your ice release." Naruto was stunned. He had heard stories about Tobirama, the legendary shinobi who had developed many powerful techniques. But meeting him in person was beyond his wildest dreams. "Why me?" Naruto asked, still in shock. Tobirama's expression grew serious. "Because you possess a unique combination of powers that could change the course of history. Your ice release and Rinnegan are a rare and formidable combination. But you need guidance to master them." Naruto felt a mixture of excitement and apprehension. "What do I have to do?" Tobirama smiled. "First, we will train. And then, we will uncover the secrets of your heritage and the true extent of your abilities. But be warned, the path ahead will be fraught with challenges." Naruto nodded, determination shining in his eyes. "I'm ready." And so, under the guidance of Tobirama Senju, Naruto embarked on a new journey to master his powers and uncover the secrets of his heritage. With each step, he grew stronger and more confident, knowing that he had the support of his friends, his family, and the wisdom of those who came before him. Together, they would face whatever challenges lay ahead and forge a new destiny for the Hidden Leaf Village. ###Chapter 2, The Awakening. Naruto's heart raced as he followed Tobirama Senju through the dense forest outside the Hidden Leaf Village. The second Hokage moved with an elegance that belied his age, his silver hair shimmering under the moonlight. Naruto's mind buzzed with questions, but he knew better than to interrupt a shinobi of Tobirama's caliber. They finally arrived at a secluded clearing, surrounded by towering trees that created a natural barrier from prying eyes. Tobirama turned to face Naruto, his expression serious. "Before we begin, you must understand the significance of the powers you possess. The ice release is not merely a tool, it is a legacy passed down from your father. And the Rinnegan, it is a power that holds the potential to reshape the world." Naruto nodded, absorbing every word. "I understand, Tobirama-sensei. I'm ready to learn." Tobirama's stern face softened slightly. "Very well. We will start with the basics of ice release. Your control over this element is crucial. Show me what you can do." Naruto took a deep breath, focusing his chakra into his hands. He extended his right hand toward a nearby tree, channeling his ice release. The air around his hand grew cold, and a layer of frost began to form on the tree's bark. With a sharp exhale, Naruto directed the ice, forming spikes that protruded from the tree. Tobirama observed closely, nodding in approval. "Good. Your control is improving, but it is still raw. You must refine it, mold it as if you were sculpting a masterpiece." Naruto nodded, his determination unwavering. He continued to practice, creating intricate ice formations and refining his control over the element. Tobirama offered guidance and corrections, helping Naruto to perfect his techniques. Hours passed, but Naruto's energy and enthusiasm never waned. As dawn approached, Tobirama called for a break. "You've made excellent progress, Naruto. Now, we must address the other aspect of your power, the Rinnegan." Naruto's eyes widened with anticipation. "I've read about the Rinnegan, but I don't know much about how to use it." Tobirama nodded. The Rinnegan is one of the most powerful dojutsu in existence. Its abilities are vast, ranging from control over the 6 paths of pain to the manipulation of gravitational forces. To awaken its true potential, you must understand its origins. Naruto listened intently as Tobirama explained the history of the Rinnegan, its connection to the Sage of 6 Paths, and the immense responsibility that came with wielding such power. Naruto felt a sense of awe and reverence for the Rinnegan, realizing that it was not just a gift, but a burden he must carry with honor. "Close your eyes, Naruto," Tobirama instructed. "Focus on your chakra and visualize the Rinnegan. Feel its power coursing through you." Naruto obeyed, closing his eyes and concentrating on the energy within him. He felt a strange sensation, as if a dormant power was stirring within his very soul. Slowly, he opened his eyes, and Tobirama's gaze softened. "Your Rinnegan is awakening," Tobirama said, a hint of pride in his voice. "But remember, power without control is meaningless. You must learn to harness it, to bend it to your will." Naruto felt a surge of energy as his Rinnegan activated. He could see the world with newfound clarity, every detail magnified and enhanced. He experimented with the Rinnegan's abilities, manipulating objects with ease and exploring the various paths of power it granted him. As the sun rose higher in the sky, Tobirama decided it was time to return to the village. "You have much to learn, Naruto. But I have faith in your potential. Continue to practice and hone your skills. The path ahead is long and challenging, but I believe you can overcome it." Naruto bowed respectfully. "Thank you, Tobirama-sensei. I won't let you down." Tobirama placed a hand on Naruto's shoulder, a rare gesture of affection from the stoic shinobi. "I know you won't. Now, let's head back. Your friends and family will be worried." As they made their way back to the village, Naruto's mind was filled with thoughts of his training and the responsibilities that came with his powers. He knew that mastering the ice release and Rinnegan would not be easy, but he was determined to rise to the challenge. Back in the village, Naruto's friends noticed a change in him. His determination and focus were stronger than ever, and he spent every spare moment training and refining his abilities. Sakura, Sasuke, and Kakashi watched with admiration as Naruto pushed himself to new heights. One evening, after a particularly grueling training session, Naruto sat with Kushina in their home. The warmth of the hearth contrasted with the chill of his ice training, and the comforting presence of his mother provided a sense of peace. "How was training today, Naruto?" Kushina asked, her eyes filled with concern. Naruto smiled, though he felt the weight of his responsibilities. "It was intense, but I'm getting better. Tobirama-sensei is an incredible teacher." Kushina nodded, her gaze thoughtful. "Your father would be proud of you, Naruto. You're becoming a remarkable shinobi." Naruto's heart swelled with pride at his mother's words. "Thanks, Mom. I just hope I can live up to everyone's expectations." Kushina reached out and gently took Naruto's hand. "You already have, Naruto. Just remember to stay true to yourself and the values your father and I taught you." Naruto squeezed his mother's hand, drawing strength from her unwavering support. "I will, Mom. I promise." The days turned into weeks, and Naruto's training continued to intensify. Tobirama's lessons became more complex, challenging Naruto to push the boundaries of his abilities. With each passing day, Naruto's control over his ice release and Rinnegan grew stronger. One day, as Naruto practiced his ice techniques near the pond, he sensed a familiar presence approaching. He turned to see Hinata Hyuga, her lavender eyes watching him with a mixture of admiration and concern. "Hello, Naruto," Hinata greeted softly. "I've been watching your training. You're amazing." Naruto blushed slightly, scratching the back of his head. "Thanks, Hinata. I've been working really hard." Hinata stepped closer, her gaze earnest. "I believe in you, Naruto. You have a strength and determination that inspire everyone around you." Naruto smiled, feeling a surge of gratitude for Hinata's kind words. "That means a lot, Hinata. I won't let you down." As they stood together, a sudden gust of wind sent a shiver down Naruto's spine. He felt a strange sensation, as if the very air around them was charged with energy. His Rinnegan activated instinctively, and he saw a figure emerging from the shadows. It was the powerful enemy they had faced before, his eyes filled with malice and a sinister grin on his face. Well, Naruto Uzumaki. You've grown stronger, but it won't be enough to stop me." Naruto stepped protectively in front of Hinata, his eyes blazing with determination. "Who are you, and what do you want?" The enemy chuckled darkly. "I am Mariko, and I seek the power of your Rinnegan. Hand it over, and I might spare your village." Naruto's grip tightened, his anger rising. "I'll never let you take my Rinnegan. If you want it, you'll have to go through me." Mariko's grin widened. "So be it." The battle that ensued was fierce and intense. Naruto unleashed his ice release, creating barriers and attacking with powerful ice spikes. Mariko countered with dark, sinister jutsu that seemed to sap the very life from the air around them. Hinata watched with bated breath, her heart pounding in her chest. Naruto's Rinnegan granted him incredible abilities, but Mariko was relentless. The two clashed with incredible force, their powers shaking the very ground beneath them. Naruto knew he had to end the fight quickly to protect Hinata and the village. Drawing upon all his training and the lessons from Tobirama, Naruto channeled his chakra into a final, devastating attack. He formed a massive ice dragon, its scales glistening with frost, and sent it hurtling toward Mariko. Mariko's eyes widened in shock as the ice dragon struck him with overwhelming force, freezing him in place. With a final burst of energy, Naruto shattered the ice, defeating Mariko once and for all. Breathing heavily, Naruto turned to Hinata, who rushed to his side. "Naruto, are you okay?" Naruto nodded, though he felt the exhaustion of the battle. "Yeah, I'm fine. Thanks for being here, Hinata." Hinata's eyes glistened with tears of relief. "I'm so glad you're safe." As they made their way back to the village, Naruto couldn't help but feel a sense of accomplishment. He had faced a powerful enemy and emerged victorious. Thanks to his training and the support of his friends and family. The journey ahead would be long and filled with challenges, but Naruto knew that he had the strength and determination to face whatever came his way. With the guidance of Tobirama Senju, the love of his mother, and the unwavering support of his friends, Naruto was ready to embrace his destiny and forge a new path for the Hidden Leaf Village. ###Chapter 3, Shadows of the Past. The days following Naruto's battle with Mariko were filled with a sense of renewed purpose and resolve. The villagers of the Hidden Leaf had witnessed Naruto's strength and determination, and their faith in him grew stronger. Despite his victories, Naruto knew that the road ahead was fraught with challenges, and his training under Tobirama Senju continued with unwavering intensity. One afternoon, as Naruto practiced his ice release techniques in a secluded area of the forest, he felt a familiar presence approach. Turning, he saw his former sensei, Jiraiya, the legendary Sannin, with his wild white hair and mischievous grin. "Hey there, Naruto!" Jiraiya called out, his voice filled with warmth. "I hear you've been making quite a name for yourself lately." Naruto grinned, running over to greet his mentor. "Pervy Sage. It's great to see you." "Yeah, I've been working hard, and I've had some pretty intense training sessions with Tobirama Sensei." Jiraiya's eyes twinkled with pride. "That's my boy. Tobirama is one of the best, and it looks like you're really coming into your own. But I have something important to discuss with you." Naruto's expression turned serious. "What is it, Jiraiya-sensei?" Jiraiya's demeanor shifted, his tone becoming more grave. "There's been some troubling news. It seems that remnants of the Akatsuki are regrouping and plotting something big. We need to be prepared for whatever they have planned." Naruto's heart sank at the mention of the Akatsuki. He had faced members of the organization before, and their power and ruthlessness were legendary. "What do you think they're planning?" Jiraiya shook his head. "It's hard to say, but whatever it is, we can't let our guard down. I want you to be extra vigilant, and we need to gather as much information as we can." Naruto nodded, determination etched on his face. "I'll do whatever it takes, Jiraiya-sensei. We won't let them threaten our village again." As Jiraiya and Naruto discussed their plans, another figure watched from the shadows. A masked man with an enigmatic presence observed their conversation, his eyes gleaming with interest. He was known as Tobi, and his intentions were as mysterious as his identity. That evening, Naruto returned home to find Kushina waiting for him with a warm meal and a reassuring smile. The comforting aroma of her cooking filled the air, and Naruto felt a sense of peace wash over him. "How was your training today, Naruto?" Kushina asked, her eyes filled with concern. Naruto sat down at the table, taking a deep breath. "It was good, Mom. But Jiraiya-sensei brought some troubling news. The Akatsuki might be planning something, and we need to be ready." Kushina's expression grew serious. "The Akatsuki, those are dangerous people. But I know you can handle it, Naruto. You're stronger than ever." Naruto smiled, feeling the unwavering support of his mother. "Thanks, Mom. I'll do everything I can to protect the village." As they ate dinner, Kushina shared stories of her own experiences as a kunoichi, her adventures and battles that shaped her into the strong woman she was. Naruto listened intently, drawing inspiration from her words and the strength she had always shown. The next morning, Naruto and his friends gathered at the training ground. Sakura, Sasuke, and Kakashi were all present, their expressions reflecting the gravity of the situation. "Kakashi-sensei, do you have any information about the Akatsuki's plans?" Naruto asked, his voice filled with urgency. Kakashi nodded. "I've been in contact with some of our allies, and we've received reports of suspicious activity in several locations. We need to investigate and gather more intel. We can't afford to be caught off guard." Sakura stepped forward. Determination in her eyes. "We'll do whatever it takes to protect the village. The Akatsuki won't stand a chance against us." Sasuke, his gaze unwavering, added, "We've faced them before, and we'll face them again. Together, we're unstoppable." Kakashi placed a hand on Naruto's shoulder. "Naruto, your new abilities will be crucial in the battles ahead. We need you at your best." Naruto nodded, his resolve strengthening. "I'll be ready, Kakashi-sensei. We won't let the Akatsuki succeed." The team spent the next few days preparing for their mission. They trained rigorously, honing their skills and strategizing for the battles to come. Naruto's control over his ice release and Rinnegan grew stronger, and he felt more confident in his abilities. One evening, as Naruto practiced his techniques by the frozen pond, he sensed a presence nearby. He turned to see Hinata approaching, her lavender eyes filled with concern. "Naruto, I heard about the Akatsuki. Are you okay?" Hinata asked, her voice soft and filled with worry. Naruto smiled, feeling a sense of comfort in her presence. "Yeah, I'm fine, Hinata. We're preparing for whatever they have planned. But it's not going to be easy." Hinata stepped closer, her gaze earnest. "I believe in you, Naruto. You've faced so many challenges and come out stronger each time. I know you'll protect the village." Naruto felt a surge of warmth at Hinata's words. "Thanks, Hinata. That means a lot to me." As they stood together, the peaceful night enveloping them, Naruto felt a sense of determination and hope. He knew that with the support of his friends and the strength he had gained, they could face any threat that came their way. The next day, the team set out on their mission to investigate the Akatsuki's activities. They traveled to various locations, gathering information and following leads. Each encounter brought new challenges, but Naruto and his friends faced them with unwavering resolve. During their journey, they encountered a small village that had been attacked by rogue ninja. The villagers were frightened and desperate for help. Naruto and his team sprang into action, defending the village and driving off the attackers. As they tended to the wounded and helped rebuild, Naruto felt a deep sense of fulfillment. He knew that protecting the innocent and standing up against evil was his true purpose as a shinobi. One evening, as they sat around a campfire, Kakashi shared a story from his past, a tale of bravery and sacrifice that reminded them all of the importance of their mission. Naruto listened intently, drawing inspiration from his sensei's words. "Remember, Naruto," Kakashi said, his voice filled with wisdom. "The path of a shinobi is not just about power. It's about protecting those who can't protect themselves and standing up for what is right." Naruto nodded, his resolve strengthening. "I understand, Kakashi-sensei. I'll never forget that." As their mission continued, Naruto and his team faced numerous challenges and battles. They encountered powerful enemies and uncovered secrets that hinted at the Akatsuki's plans. Each victory brought them closer to unraveling the mystery, but it also revealed the true extent of the threat they faced. One night, as they camped near a river, Naruto felt a strange sensation in the air. He sensed an unfamiliar presence, and his Rinnegan activated instinctively. A figure emerged from the shadows, a man with a dark cloak and a malevolent aura. "Who are you?" Naruto demanded, his voice filled with determination. The man chuckled, his eyes gleaming with malice. "I am Zetsu, a member of the Akatsuki. And I've come to deliver a message." Naruto's grip tightened on his kunai. "What do you want?" Zetsu's smile widened. "The Akatsuki's plans are already in motion. Soon, the world will tremble before our power. But you, Naruto Uzumaki, will not be around to witness it." Before Naruto could react, Zetsu launched an attack, his movements swift and deadly. Naruto countered with his ice release, creating barriers of ice to protect himself and his friends. The battle was fierce, each side matching the other's strength and skill. Sasuke, Sakura, and Kakashi joined the fight, their combined efforts pushing Zetsu back. But Zetsu was relentless, his attacks growing more vicious with each passing moment. Naruto felt a surge of energy as his Rinnegan activated fully. He unleashed a powerful jutsu, a combination of his ice release and Rinnegan abilities, that struck Zetsu with overwhelming force. The impact sent Zetsu crashing to the ground, defeated. As the dust settled, Zetsu's voice echoed with a sinister promise. "This is far from over, Naruto. The Akatsuki will rise, and you will fall." Naruto stood tall, his gaze unwavering. "We'll be ready. And we'll stop you, no matter what." With Zetsu defeated, Naruto and his team continued their mission, gathering crucial information and strengthening their resolve. The battles ahead would be tough, but they knew that together, they could overcome any challenge. Back in the Hidden Leaf Village, Naruto continued his training with Tobirama Senju. The second Hokage's guidance and wisdom helped Naruto refine his abilities and understand the true potential of his powers. Tobirama also shared stories of his own battles and the importance of unity and strength. One evening, as they trained by the frozen pond, Tobirama spoke of a powerful technique that could change the course of any battle. "Naruto, there is a jutsu that your father, Minato, developed. It is called the Ice Dragon's Wrath. It combines the power of the ice release with the speed and precision of the Flying Thunder God technique. Naruto's eyes widened with excitement. Can you teach me, Tobirama-sensei? Tobirama nodded. It will require intense training and focus. But I believe you have the potential to master it. This technique will be a powerful asset in your fight against the Akatsuki. With renewed determination, Naruto dedicated himself to mastering the Ice Dragon's wrath. The training was grueling, pushing him to his limits, but Naruto's spirit remained unbroken. He knew that this technique could be the key to defeating the Akatsuki and protecting his village. As the days turned into weeks, Naruto's control over the technique grew stronger. He practiced tirelessly, perfecting every movement and refining his chakra control. Tobirama watched with pride, knowing that Naruto was ready for the battles ahead. One evening, as the sun set over the village, Naruto stood by the frozen pond, feeling the power of the Ice Dragon's wrath coursing through him. He knew that the time had come to face the Akatsuki and put an end to their plans. With the support of his friends, the guidance of his mentors, and the love of his family, Naruto felt ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The shadows of the past loomed large, but Naruto's resolve burned brighter than ever. The final battle with the Akatsuki was approaching, and Naruto knew that the fate of the world rested on his shoulders. But with the strength he had gained and the bonds he had forged, he was prepared to face the darkness and emerge victorious. Chapter 4, The Gathering Storm. Naruto stood at the edge of the village, the setting sun casting a warm glow over the rooftops of the Hidden Leaf. The final battle with the Akatsuki loomed on the horizon, and the tension in the air was palpable. The village had been fortified, shinobi patrolling the streets and walls, ready to defend their home against the looming threat. Naruto took a deep breath, the cool evening breeze calming his nerves. He had trained relentlessly, mastering the Ice Dragon's wrath under Tobirama's guidance. But despite his newfound strength, he knew the upcoming battle would be the ultimate test of his abilities. As he gazed out over the village, Naruto felt a familiar presence beside him. He turned to see Sasuke, his expression as stoic as ever, but his eyes betraying a hint of concern. "You're ready for this, right?" Sasuke asked, his voice steady but tinged with worry. Naruto nodded, his determination unwavering. "Yeah, I am. We've trained hard for this, and we won't let the Akatsuki win." Sasuke's gaze softened slightly. "Just remember, we're in this together. Don't try to take everything on by yourself." Naruto smiled, appreciating his friend's concern. "I know, Sasuke. We fight as a team." As they stood together, Sakura and Kakashi approached, their expressions resolute. "We've received word from our scouts," Kakashi said, his tone serious. "The Akatsuki are on the move. They're planning to attack tonight." Naruto's heart raced, a mix of excitement and anxiety coursing through him. "Then we need to be ready. Let's gather everyone." The four of them made their way to the village square, where the other shinobi had assembled. The atmosphere was tense, but there was a sense of unity and determination among them. Tsunade, the fifth Hokage, stood at the forefront, her presence commanding and reassuring. "Listen up, everyone," Tsunade called out, her voice carrying over the crowd. "The Akatsuki are planning to attack tonight. We need to be prepared for anything. Stay vigilant, and remember, we're fighting to protect our home and our loved ones." The shinobi responded with a unified shout, their resolve unshaken. Naruto felt a surge of pride and determination as he looked at the faces of his comrades. They were ready to face the coming storm. As night fell, the village was shrouded in darkness, the only light coming from the torches and lanterns that lined the streets. Naruto and his friends took their positions, ready for the inevitable clash. The silence was deafening, every sound amplified in the stillness of the night. Then, without warning, the first explosion rocked the village. The ground trembled, and the sky lit up with fire and smoke. The Akatsuki had arrived. Naruto's heart pounded as he saw the enemy forces pouring into the village. He activated his Rinnegan, the world around him sharpening into focus. He could see the chakra signatures of the enemy, their malevolent intentions clear. "Stay focused, everyone," Kakashi shouted. "Protect the villagers and take down the Akatsuki." Naruto nodded, his determination burning brighter than ever. He formed a hand sign, channeling his ice release. Ice release, frozen barricade, he shouted, creating a wall of ice to block the enemy's advance. The battle erupted into chaos, shinobi clashing with the Akatsuki in a deadly dance of jutsu and weapons. Naruto moved with precision and power, his ice release and Rinnegan giving him an edge over his opponents. He created ice constructs, launching them at the enemy and freezing them in place. Sasuke fought by his side, his Sharingan blazing as he countered the enemy's attacks with lightning-fast reflexes. Sakura and Kakashi provided support, their combined skills creating a formidable defense against the Akatsuki's onslaught. As the battle raged on, Naruto spotted a figure in the distance, a man with a dark cloak and a malevolent aura. It was Pain, the leader of the Akatsuki. Naruto's heart clenched with a mixture of fear and determination. He knew that defeating Pain was the key to stopping the Akatsuki's plans. Naruto took a deep breath, steeling himself for the confrontation. "I'm going after Pain," he told his friends. "I need to end this." Sasuke nodded, his expression serious. "Be careful, Naruto. We'll hold the line here." Naruto sprinted through the battlefield, dodging attacks and countering with his own. As he approached Pain, the two locked eyes, a silent understanding passing between them. "Naruto Uzumaki," Pain said, his voice calm but filled with malice. "You think you can stop me?" Naruto's gaze hardened. "I know I can. I'm fighting for my friends, my family, and my village. I won't let you destroy everything I care about." Pain's eyes narrowed. "We'll see about that." The battle between Naruto and Pain was intense, each move calculated and deadly. Naruto unleashed his ice dragon's wrath, creating a massive ice dragon that roared and lunged at Pain. Pain countered with his Rinnegan abilities, deflecting the attack and sending shockwaves through the ground. The two clashed with incredible force, their jutsu lighting up the night sky. Naruto's determination fueled his every move, his desire to protect his village and his loved ones giving him strength. But Pain was relentless, his power seemingly endless. As the battle wore on, Naruto felt his energy waning. He knew he had to end this quickly. Summoning all his remaining strength, he formed a series of hand signs, channeling his chakra into a final, devastating attack. "Ice release, absolute zero." Naruto shouted, his voice echoing through the battlefield. A blast of icy wind erupted from Naruto, freezing everything in its path. The ground, the air, even Pain himself was encased in ice. The sheer cold was overwhelming, the temperature dropping to an unimaginable degree. For a moment, everything was still. Then, with a final burst of energy, Naruto shattered the ice, his attack breaking through Pain's defenses. Pain staggered, his body weakened by the relentless onslaught. Naruto seized the opportunity, launching himself at Pain with all his remaining strength. With a powerful punch, he sent Pain crashing to the ground, defeated. As the dust settled, Naruto stood over Pain, his breath ragged but his resolve unbroken. "It's over, Pain," he said, his voice filled with determination. "The Akatsuki won't threaten my village again." Pain looked up at Naruto, a hint of respect in his eyes. "You've won this battle, Naruto Uzumaki. But the war is far from over." With that, Pain's body disintegrated, leaving nothing but a shadow in the night. Naruto collapsed to his knees, exhaustion washing over him. He had done it. He had defeated Pain and protected his village. As the sun began to rise, the remaining Akatsuki forces retreated, their plans thwarted. The village was safe, thanks to the bravery and determination of Naruto and his friends. Naruto's friends rushed to his side, their faces filled with relief and admiration. "You did it, Naruto!" Sakura exclaimed, her eyes shining with pride. Sasuke nodded, a rare smile crossing his face. "You were amazing, Naruto." Kakashi placed a hand on Naruto's shoulder, his gaze filled with pride. "Well done, Naruto. You fought with everything you had, and you protected our village." Naruto smiled, his heart swelling with gratitude and relief. "Thanks, everyone. I couldn't have done it without you." As they made their way back to the village, the villagers greeted them with cheers and applause. They had witnessed the strength and determination of their shinobi, and their faith in Naruto had never been stronger. Tsunade met them at the village gates, her expression a mix of relief and pride. "You all did an incredible job," she said, her voice filled with gratitude. "The village is safe, thanks to your bravery and strength." Naruto felt a deep sense of fulfillment as he looked around at the faces of his friends and the villagers. He had faced incredible challenges and emerged victorious, not just for himself, but for everyone he cared about. In the days that followed, the village began to rebuild. The damage caused by the Akatsuki's attack was extensive, but the spirit of the village remained unbroken. Naruto continued to train, honing his skills and preparing for whatever challenges lay ahead. One evening, as he stood by the frozen pond, Naruto felt a familiar presence beside him. He turned to see Hinata, her eyes filled with warmth and admiration. "Naruto, I heard about your battle with pain," Hinata said, her voice soft but filled with emotion. "You were incredible." Naruto smiled, feeling a sense of peace in her presence. "Thanks, Hinata. I couldn't have done it without everyone's support." Hinata stepped closer, her gaze earnest. "You inspire me, Naruto. Your strength and determination are amazing. I believe in you." Naruto felt a surge of warmth at her words, his heart swelling with gratitude. "Thanks, Hinata. That means a lot to me." As they stood together, the stars shining above them, Naruto felt a deep sense of connection and hope. He knew that no matter what challenges lay ahead, he had the strength and support to face them. The battle with the Akatsuki had been a turning point, a test of his abilities and his resolve. And with the love of his friends and family, Naruto knew he could overcome any obstacle and protect the village. He called home. Chapter 5, Bonds Forged in Battle. The village of Konoha was in the process of healing. The scars of the Akatsuki's attack were still visible. But the spirit of the villagers remained strong. They had witnessed the strength and bravery of their shinobi, especially Naruto, who had stood as a beacon of hope and resilience. Naruto awoke early, the sun's first light filtering through the window. He stretched, feeling the familiar ache of muscles that had been pushed to their limits. Today was a new day, and despite the challenges that lay ahead, he was determined to continue his training and prepare for any future threats. As he got ready, he thought about the words of his friends and mentors. Their support had been invaluable, and he knew he couldn't have achieved victory without them. He felt a deep sense of gratitude for the bonds he had formed and the strength they had given him. Naruto made his way to the training grounds, where he found Sasuke, Sakura, and Kakashi already waiting. The air was crisp and cool, a gentle breeze rustling the leaves of the nearby trees. "Morning, everyone," Naruto greeted, a determined smile on his face. Sasuke nodded, his usual stoic expression softened slightly by the camaraderie they shared. "Ready for another day of training?" "Always," Naruto replied, his eyes gleaming with resolve. Kakashi stepped forward, his voice calm and reassuring. "Today, we'll focus on refining your abilities and developing new strategies." The battle with the Akatsuki was a reminder that we must always be prepared for the unexpected. Sakura, her eyes filled with determination, added, "We've come a long way, but there's always room for improvement. Let's give it our all." The team began their training, pushing themselves to their limits. Naruto practiced his ice release techniques, creating intricate constructs and honing his control over the element. Sasuke's Sharingan flashed as he perfected his lightning-based jutsu, while Sakura's precise chakra control allowed her to execute powerful healing techniques. Kakashi guided them, offering advice and demonstrating advanced techniques. His experience and wisdom were invaluable, and the team absorbed his teachings with unwavering focus. As the sun climbed higher in the sky, their training intensified. Naruto felt a surge of energy as he combined his ice release with his Rinnegan abilities, creating powerful and complex jutsu. The techniques he had learned from Tobirama and the new strategies he developed with his team gave him a sense of confidence and readiness. After several hours of intense training, they took a break, sitting together under the shade of a large tree. Naruto looked around at his friends, feeling a deep sense of connection and gratitude. "You guys are amazing," Naruto said, his voice filled with admiration. "I couldn't ask for better teammates." Sasuke smirked, a rare expression of camaraderie. "We've all grown stronger together. And we're only going to keep getting better." Sakura nodded, her eyes bright with determination. "We've faced so much, but we've always come out stronger. We'll be ready for whatever comes next." Kakashi, his gaze filled with pride, added, "You've all shown incredible growth and resilience. I'm proud of each of you." As they rested, a figure approached from the direction of the village. It was Shikamaru, his usual laid-back demeanor replaced with a sense of urgency. "Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura, Kakashi-sensei," Shikamaru called out, his voice serious. "We've received a message from the Land of Lightning. They need our help." Naruto's expression turned serious. "What's going on, Shikamaru?" Shikamaru took a deep breath. "There's been an attack on one of their villages. They suspect it's the work of a rogue ninja group that has been causing trouble in the region. They requested our assistance in dealing with the threat." Kakashi nodded, his gaze focused. "We'll head there immediately. Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura, let's move out." The team quickly gathered their gear and set off towards the Land of Lightning. The journey was swift, their determination driving them forward. As they traveled, Naruto couldn't help but think about the challenges that lay ahead and the importance of their mission. Upon arriving in the Land of Lightning, they were greeted by the Raikage. A formidable leader with a powerful presence. His expression was grim, but there was a glimmer of hope in his eyes as he saw the Konoha shinobi. "Thank you for coming," I said, his voice deep and commanding. "Our village was attacked by a group of rogue ninja. They were highly skilled and left a trail of destruction in their wake. We need your help to track them down and put an end to their threat." Naruto stepped forward, his determination evident. "We'll do everything we can to help." "Where were they last seen?" I gestured to a map on the table, indicating a remote area near the border. "They were last spotted in this region. We've sent out scouts, but we need more manpower to take them down." Kakashi studied the map, his mind already formulating a plan. "We'll divide into teams and cover more ground. Naruto, Sasuke, and I will take the lead. Sakura, you'll provide support and medical assistance." The team nodded in agreement, their resolve unshaken. They set out towards the designated area, their senses heightened and their focus sharp. As they approached the region, they encountered signs of recent activity. The ground was scarred with the marks of battle, and the air was filled with the lingering scent of smoke. Naruto's Rinnegan allowed him to detect traces of chakra, leading them towards the rogue ninja's hideout. The hideout was a hidden cave, its entrance concealed by thick foliage. Naruto signaled to his team, and they moved silently, their movements precise and coordinated. They approached the entrance, their senses alert for any signs of danger. As they entered the cave, they were met with a group of rogue ninja, their expressions filled with defiance. The leader, a tall and imposing figure, stepped forward, his eyes gleaming with malice. "So, the Leaf Village sends its best," the leader sneered. "You're too late. We've already taken what we came for." Naruto's gaze hardened. "We're not here to talk. We're here to stop you." The battle erupted with explosive intensity. Naruto, Sasuke, and Kakashi moved with lightning speed, their attacks precise and devastating. Sakura provided support, her medical skills ensuring that their team remained in peak condition. Naruto unleashed his ice release, creating a blizzard that disoriented the rogue ninja and slowed their movements. Sasuke's Sharingan allowed him to predict their attacks and counter with lethal efficiency. Kakashi's experience and skill made him a formidable opponent, his lightning jutsu striking with deadly accuracy. The rogue ninja fought fiercely, but they were no match for the combined strength of Team Kakashi. One by one, they fell, their defiance turning to desperation. As the leader of the rogue ninja faced Naruto, he unleashed a powerful jutsu, a torrent of fire aimed directly at him. Naruto countered with his ice release, creating a barrier of ice that absorbed the flames and sent them dissipating into the air. With a swift movement, Naruto closed the distance between them, his fist connecting with the leader's jaw. The impact sent the leader crashing to the ground, defeated. As the dust settled, Naruto stood over the fallen leader, his breath ragged but his resolve unbroken. "It's over. Your reign of terror ends here." The leader looked up at Naruto, a mixture of fear and respect in his eyes. You're stronger than I thought." Naruto's gaze softened slightly. "It's not just about strength. It's about protecting those who can't protect themselves." With the rogue ninja defeated, Naruto and his team returned to the Land of Lightning, their mission a success. The Raikage greeted them with gratitude, his respect for the Konoha shinobi evident. "You've done us a great service," I said, his voice filled with sincerity. "The Land of Lightning owes you a debt of gratitude." Naruto smiled, his heart swelling with pride. "We're just glad we could help." As they made their way back to the Hidden Leaf Village, Naruto felt a deep sense of fulfillment. The bonds he had forged with his friends and the strength he had gained from their support had carried him through yet another challenge. Upon returning to the village, they were met with cheers and applause from the villagers. Naruto's heart swelled with pride and gratitude as he saw the smiles on their faces. He knew that their trust and support were what fueled his determination to protect them. Tsunade met them at the village gates, her expression a mix of pride and relief. "You all did an incredible job," she said, her voice filled with gratitude. "The village is safe, thanks to your bravery and strength." Naruto felt a deep sense of fulfillment as he looked around at the faces of his friends and the villagers. He had faced incredible challenges and emerged victorious, not just for himself, but for everyone he cared about. In the days that followed, the village began to rebuild. The damage caused by the Akatsuki's attack was extensive, but the spirit of the village remained unbroken. Naruto continued to train, honing his skills and preparing for whatever challenges lay ahead. One evening, as he stood by the frozen pond, Naruto felt a familiar presence beside him. He turned to see Hinata, her eyes filled with warmth and admiration. "Naruto, I heard about your battle with pain," Hinata said, her voice soft but filled with emotion. "You were incredible." Naruto smiled, feeling a sense of peace in her presence. "Thanks, Hinata. I couldn't have done it without everyone's support." Hinata stepped closer, her gaze earnest. "You inspire me, Naruto. Your strength and determination are amazing. I believe in you." Naruto felt a surge of warmth at her words, his heart swelling with gratitude. "Thanks, Hinata. That means a lot to me." As they stood together, the stars shining above them, Naruto felt a deep sense of connection and hope. He knew that no matter what challenges lay ahead, he had the strength and support to face them. The battle with the Akatsuki had been a turning point, a test of his abilities and his resolve. And with the love of his friends and family, Naruto knew he could overcome any obstacle and protect the village he called home. As the days turned into weeks, Naruto continued to train and grow stronger. The village of Konoha was healing, and the bonds forged in battle only grew stronger. Naruto's determination to protect his home and the people he loved burned brighter than ever, and he knew that with his friends by his side, he could face any challenge that came his way. Chapter 6, The Legacy of the Sage. Naruto stood at the Hokage monument, gazing out over the village he had sworn to protect. The recent battles had only strengthened his resolve, and he felt more connected to Konoha than ever. However, the shadow of future threats loomed large, and he knew that his journey was far from over. As the morning sun bathed the village in a golden light, Naruto felt a hand on his shoulder. He turned to see Tsunade, her eyes filled with a mix of pride and concern. "Naruto, there's something we need to discuss," Tsunade said, her voice carrying a weight of seriousness. "It's about your Rinnegan." Naruto's gaze sharpened. "What is it, Tsunade-bachan?" Tsunade sighed, her expression somber. "The power of the Rinnegan is immense, and it comes with great responsibility. The history of the Sage of Six Paths and his descendants is a complex one, filled with both triumphs and tragedies. You must understand the legacy you carry and the potential dangers that come with it." Naruto nodded, absorbing her words. "I understand. I've already seen what the Rinnegan can do, both good and bad. But I'm determined to use it to protect those I care about." Tsunade smiled, her eyes softening. "I know you will, Naruto. But there's more. There's a place, a hidden temple, where the Sage of Six Paths once trained. It's said to hold ancient knowledge and secrets that could help you unlock the full potential of your Rinnegan. I believe it's time you visit this place." Naruto's heart raced with excitement and curiosity. "Where is it?" Tsunade handed him a map, her expression serious. "It's deep within the Land of Fire, hidden in the mountains. It's a perilous journey, but I believe you can handle it." Take Sasuke and Sakura with you. Their support will be invaluable. Naruto nodded, determination gleaming in his eyes. We'll leave right away. After gathering his friends and explaining the mission, the trio set out on their journey. The path was treacherous, winding through dense forests and steep cliffs. But their resolve never wavered, and they pressed on, driven by the knowledge that the secrets they sought could make a difference in their fight against future threats. As they traveled, Naruto couldn't help but think about the legacy of the Sage of Six Paths. The stories he had heard painted a picture of a man of immense power and wisdom, whose actions had shaped the world in profound ways. Naruto wondered what he might learn at the hidden temple and how it would affect his own journey. The days turned into weeks, and the landscape grew increasingly rugged and unforgiving. They faced numerous challenges along the way, from wild beasts to harsh weather. But their teamwork and determination saw them through, and they grew stronger with each obstacle they overcame. One evening, as they camped near a mountain stream, Naruto sat by the fire, lost in thought. Sasuke and Sakura joined him, their expressions reflecting the same mix of exhaustion and anticipation. We're getting close, Naruto said, his voice filled with resolve. I can feel it. Sasuke nodded, his eyes glinting with determination. This temple holds the key to understanding your Rinnegan. It's worth the journey. Sakura smiled, her gaze filled with warmth. No matter what we find, we'll face it together. We're a team, and we'll support each other through anything. Naruto felt a surge of gratitude for his friends. Their unwavering support gave him strength, and he knew that together, they could overcome any challenge. The next day, they finally reached the foot of a towering mountain. The map indicated that the hidden temple was located at its summit, and they began the arduous climb. The air grew thinner and colder as they ascended, and the path became increasingly difficult to navigate. As they neared the summit, they encountered a series of ancient stone steps, worn by time but still intact. The steps led to a massive stone gate, adorned with intricate carvings that depicted scenes from the life of the Sage of Six Paths. Naruto felt a sense of awe as he approached the gate. This is it, he said, his voice filled with reverence. The temple of the Sage of Six Paths. They pushed open the heavy gate, and it creaked loudly in protest. Beyond the gate lay a vast courtyard, surrounded by towering stone pillars and statues of ancient warriors. In the center of the courtyard stood a grand temple, its walls covered in faded murals that told the story of the sage. Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura entered the temple, their footsteps echoing in the silence. The interior was dimly lit by shafts of sunlight that filtered through cracks in the walls, casting an ethereal glow on the ancient stone. At the far end of the temple, they found a large, ornate door. It was adorned with symbols and seals that radiated a powerful, ancient energy. Naruto approached the door, feeling a pull from within, as if it was calling to him. With a deep breath, he placed his hand on the door. The seals glowed brightly, and the door slowly opened, revealing a chamber filled with scrolls, artifacts, and a large stone tablet inscribed with the sage's teachings. As they stepped into the chamber, a voice echoed in their minds, ancient and wise. Welcome, descendants of the sage. You have come seeking knowledge and strength. The path ahead is filled with challenges, but the legacy of the sage is yours to uncover. Naruto felt a surge of energy as the voice spoke, and he knew that they had found what they were looking for. The chamber was a treasure trove of ancient wisdom, and he could feel the power of the Rinnegan resonating within him. They spent the next several days exploring the chamber, studying the scrolls and artifacts. Naruto delved into the teachings of the sage, learning about the origins of the Rinnegan and its true potential. He practiced new techniques, guided by the ancient knowledge, and felt his power growing with each passing day. Sasuke and Sakura also found valuable insights in the chamber. Sasuke discovered new ways to enhance his Sharingan, while Sakura learned advanced healing techniques that would make her an even more formidable medic nin. One evening, as they sat together in the chamber, Naruto shared his thoughts with his friends. The Sage of Six Paths was an incredible person. His teachings go beyond just power and jutsu. They emphasize balance, understanding, and the importance of protecting others. Sasuke nodded, his expression thoughtful. The legacy of the sage is one of both strength and wisdom. It's up to us to carry it forward and use it to protect our world. Sakura smiled, her eyes filled with determination. We've learned so much here. It's time to take this knowledge back to Konoha and use it to strengthen our village. As they prepared to leave the temple, Naruto felt a deep sense of gratitude for the journey they had undertaken. The knowledge they had gained would not only help them in future battles but also guide them in their roles as protectors of their village and its people. The journey back to Konoha was filled with a renewed sense of purpose. They felt stronger and more connected than ever, their bonds forged even deeper by the challenges they had faced and the wisdom they had gained. Upon returning to the village, they were greeted with warmth and admiration. The villagers could sense the change in them, and there was a renewed sense of hope and determination in the air. Tsunade met them at the village gates, her eyes filled with pride. "Welcome back," she said, her voice filled with warmth. "I can see that your journey was a success." Naruto smiled, feeling a deep sense of fulfillment. "We've learned so much, Tsunade-bachan. The legacy of the Sage of Six Paths is incredible, and we're ready to use that knowledge to protect our village." Tsunade nodded, her gaze filled with respect. "I'm proud of you all. The strength and wisdom you've gained will serve you well in the challenges to come." As they settled back into their lives in Konoha, Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura continued to train and grow stronger. They shared the knowledge they had gained with their friends and comrades, helping to strengthen the entire village. Naruto felt a deep sense of responsibility as he embraced the legacy of the sage. He knew that his journey was far from over, but he was ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. With the support of his friends and the strength of the sage's teachings, he was determined to protect his village and create a better future for everyone. The bonds he had forged and the wisdom he had gained would guide him, and he knew that together, they could overcome any obstacle and build a brighter tomorrow. Chapter 7: The Shadows of the Past. The Hidden Leaf Village had returned to a semblance of normalcy after the trials they had faced. The scars from the recent battles were still present, but the spirit of the village was unbroken. Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura had resumed their duties, their training more intense and focused than ever as they prepared for the challenges that lay ahead. One morning, as the sun filtered through the leaves of the Hokage's office, Tsunade sat behind her desk, her face etched with a deep contemplation. Her eyes were fixed on a large scroll that lay open before her. The scroll contained information on a long-forgotten secret from the past, a potential threat that had remained hidden for generations. Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura entered the room, their expressions a mix of curiosity and readiness. Tsunade looked up from the scroll, her gaze meeting Naruto's with a serious intensity. "Good morning," she began, her voice steady. "I've called you here because there is a new development regarding the history of the Sage of Six Paths and the legacy of the Rinnegan." Naruto took a seat, his interest piqued. "What's going on, Tsunade-bachan?" Tsunade took a deep breath, her eyes reflecting the weight of her thoughts. "In the hidden temple, you uncovered much about the sage's teachings and the origins of the Rinnegan. However, there are darker aspects of that legacy that have been buried for centuries. I've discovered information about an ancient clan that was connected to the sage, a clan whose history is intertwined with dark forces." Sasuke raised an eyebrow, his eyes glinting with intrigue. "A dark clan? What do we know about them?" Tsunade nodded. This clan was known as the Yoro clan. They were said to possess a unique ability linked to the Rinnegan, one that allowed them to harness and manipulate shadows and darkness. They were ultimately defeated and driven into hiding by the sage himself, but it is believed that remnants of their power still exist. Sakura leaned forward, her curiosity evident. "Why are they a threat now?" Tsunade continued, her voice grave. "Recent disturbances in the chakra balance have suggested that the Yoro clan's influence might be resurfacing. There have been reports of strange occurrences in the Land of Water, and I believe this is where the remnants of the Yoro clan might be hiding." Naruto's eyes widened with determination. "So we're going to investigate these disturbances?" Tsunade nodded. "Exactly. Your mission is to travel to the Land of Water, investigate the disturbances, and if necessary, deal with any threats that you encounter. Be prepared for powerful enemies and unexpected dangers." The trio exchanged determined glances, their resolve unwavering. They understood the gravity of their mission and the potential dangers that lay ahead. "We're ready," Naruto said, his voice filled with conviction. "We'll do whatever it takes to protect the village and uncover the truth." With their mission clear, Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura gathered their gear and set out for the land of water. The journey took them across seas and through dense forests, the landscape shifting as they traveled further from home. The land of water was known for its vast oceans, misty landscapes, and hidden villages. As they approached the region, they could see the dense fog rolling over the land, a reminder of the historical significance of this place. Their destination was a remote village located on the edge of a large lake, known for its isolation and secrecy. The village had been the center of the disturbances reported by the Hokage, and it was here that they hoped to find answers. Upon arriving at the village, they were greeted by the village leader, an elderly man with a stern face and sharp eyes. He welcomed them with a mixture of apprehension and hope. "Welcome to our village," the leader said, his voice gruff but respectful. "I am Elder Kaito. I've heard of your mission from the Hokage. We are grateful for your help." Naruto stepped forward, his expression serious. "We're here to investigate the disturbances and protect the village. Can you tell us what's been happening?" Elder Kaito nodded, his expression grim. "In recent months, there have been strange occurrences, dark shadows moving in the mist, unexplained disappearances, and an overall sense of unease. We believe these events are linked to the ancient Yoru clan." Sakura listened intently. "Have there been any specific incidents or sightings?" Elder Kaito sighed. "There have been sightings of figures in the fog, but they disappear before we can get close. Some villagers have reported feeling a heavy presence, as if they are being watched." Naruto exchanged a glance with his teammates. "We'll investigate these sightings and see if we can find out more about what's happening." The team began their investigation by exploring the village and its surroundings. They spoke with villagers, gathering information about the disturbances and any unusual occurrences they had witnessed. As they delved deeper, they began to notice a pattern in the reports. Many of the disturbances seemed to be centered around an ancient shrine located in the heart of the forest. The shrine was a dilapidated structure, overgrown with vines and moss. It was clear that it had been abandoned for a long time, but there was an aura of ancient power that still lingered in the air. As they approached the shrine, Naruto used his Rinnegan to scan for any hidden traps or threats. The chakra in the area was dense and dark, a sign of powerful, malevolent forces at work. They entered the shrine cautiously, their senses alert for any signs of danger. Inside, the air was cold and heavy, and the walls were adorned with faded murals depicting shadowy figures and ominous symbols. At the center of the shrine was an ancient altar, covered in dust and cobwebs. Naruto approached the altar and noticed that it was inscribed with a series of runes and symbols. Sasuke examined the runes, his Sharingan activated to decipher their meanings. These symbols are related to shadow manipulation and dark chakra. It looks like this altar was used for rituals or ceremonies connected to the Yoru clan. Sakura looked around, her eyes catching sight of a hidden passage behind the altar. "There's a passageway here. It looks like it might lead deeper into the shrine." Naruto nodded, feeling a surge of determination. "Let's see where it leads." They descended into the passageway, which was narrow and dark. The air grew colder as they moved deeper, and the oppressive feeling of darkness seemed to grow stronger. Eventually, they reached a large underground chamber, its walls covered in ancient murals and inscriptions. In the center of the chamber stood a massive stone statue of a figure shrouded in shadows, its eyes glowing with a malevolent light. As they approached the statue, they were suddenly surrounded by a dense fog. Figures began to emerge from the mist, their forms shifting in the darkness. Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura prepared for battle, their senses heightened and their eyes scanning for any signs of attack. The figures in the fog moved with a sinister grace, their presence a chilling reminder of the Yoru clan's legacy. The battle that ensued was fierce and intense. The shadowy figures moved with swift, unpredictable attacks, their abilities linked to the dark forces of the Yoru clan. Naruto used his ice release to create barriers and counter their attacks, while Sasuke's lightning-based jutsu cut through the darkness with precision. Sakura provided medical support and assisted in countering the enemy's movements. The figures fought with a relentless fury, but the strength and determination of the Konoha shinobi were unwavering. Naruto and his team fought with a fierce resolve, determined to uncover the truth behind the disturbances and protect the village from the threat of the Yoru clan. As the battle reached its climax, Naruto faced off against the leader of the shadowy figures, a powerful entity cloaked in darkness. The figure's eyes gleamed with a cruel light, and its voice echoed with a sinister resonance. "So, the descendants of the sage have come to challenge us," the figure said, its voice like a cold wind. "You are brave, but you will find that the power of the Yoro clan is not easily defeated." Naruto's gaze was unyielding. "We're not afraid of you. We will protect our village and uncover the truth behind the disturbances." The leader of the shadowy figures unleashed a powerful wave of dark energy, a torrent of shadows that surged towards Naruto and his team. Naruto responded with his Rinnegan, channeling his chakra to create a barrier of ice that absorbed and countered the dark energy. The clash of forces was immense, a battle of light against darkness. Naruto's determination and strength were matched by the leader's dark power, and the fight raged on with a fury that shook the chamber. As the battle continued, Naruto began to understand the true nature of the Yoro clan's power. It was not just about shadows and darkness, but about the manipulation of fear and the harnessing of negative emotions. The leader's attacks were fueled by a deep well of hatred and despair, and Naruto had to confront not just the physical threat, but the darkness within himself. With a surge of energy, Naruto unleashed a powerful jutsu, a combination of ice release and Rinnegan abilities that created a blizzard of light and shadows. The attack overwhelmed the leader, breaking through the dark defenses and striking at the heart of the darkness. The leader of the shadowy figures was defeated, its form dissipating into the mist. The fog in the chamber began to clear, and the oppressive feeling of darkness lifted. Naruto and his team stood amidst the ruins of the battle, their breathing heavy but their spirits high. They had faced a powerful enemy and emerged victorious, their resolve and strength proven in the heat of battle. As they left the shrine and returned to the village, they were greeted with relief and gratitude by the villagers. The disturbances had ceased, and the sense of unease that had plagued the village was finally gone. Elder Kaito thanked them with a deep bow. "You have done more than we could have hoped for. The Yoro clan's threat has been vanquished, and our village is safe once again." Naruto smiled, feeling a sense of accomplishment. "We're just glad we could help. The mission was a success, and we've learned more about the legacy of the Sage of Six Paths." Sakura and Sasuke nodded in agreement. "We've gained valuable insights from this experience. We'll continue to train and prepare for whatever challenges come next." As they prepared to leave the land of water and return to Konoha, Naruto reflected on the lessons they had learned. The battle against the Yoro clan had been a test of their strength and resolve, and they had emerged stronger and more united than ever. With a renewed sense of purpose, Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura set out for home, ready to face the future with the knowledge and strength they had gained from their journey. Chapter 8: The Rising Storm. The journey back to Konoha was filled with a sense of accomplishment and relief. The defeat of the Yoro clan's remnants had lifted the shadow of fear that had hung over the land of water, and Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura were eager to return to their village and share their findings. The sun shone brightly as they approached the familiar gates of Konoha. The village was bustling with activity, and the sight of their home filled them with a deep sense of comfort and belonging. As they entered the village, they were greeted by their friends and comrades, who had been anxiously awaiting their return. The atmosphere was one of celebration and gratitude, and the villagers gathered to welcome the heroes back. Tsunade met them at the gates, her eyes gleaming with pride. "Welcome back, Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura. I see you've been successful in your mission." Naruto smiled, feeling a swell of pride. "Yes, Tsunade-bachan. We dealt with the Yoro clan's remnants and stopped the disturbances. The village is safe now." Tsunade nodded, her expression one of relief. "I'm glad to hear that. I know the mission was dangerous, and I'm proud of what you've accomplished." As they walked through the village, they shared stories of their journey with their friends. The tales of their battles, the challenges they had faced, and the knowledge they had gained from the hidden temple fascinated everyone. "Wow, that sounds incredible!" Ino exclaimed, her eyes wide with excitement. "You actually fought against the remnants of the Yoro clan?" Naruto nodded, his expression serious. "Yes, and it was a tough fight. We learned a lot about the dark side of the Rinnegan's legacy and the history of the Yoro clan." Choji took a deep breath, his eyes filled with curiosity. "What did you find out about the Yoro clan? Are they really gone for good?" Sakura stepped forward, her expression thoughtful. We discovered that the Yoru clan was a powerful and malevolent force linked to the Rinnegan. We defeated the remnants, but there's always a chance that other threats might emerge from the darkness. Shikamaru frowned, his brow furrowed in thought. It sounds like you're preparing for more challenges. What's next for you three? Naruto glanced at his friends, a determined smile on his face. We'll continue to train and prepare for whatever comes next. The world is full of dangers, and we need to be ready for them. As the day turned into evening, the villagers held a celebration in honor of Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura. The streets were filled with laughter and joy, and the atmosphere was one of unity and hope. During the festivities, Naruto took a moment to reflect on the journey they had been through. The battles, the hardships, and the triumphs had shaped him into a stronger and more determined shinobi. He stood by the edge of the village, looking out at the horizon as the sun dipped below the trees. The sky was painted with hues of orange and pink, a beautiful reminder of the peace they had fought to protect. Sakura joined him, her eyes reflecting the colors of the sunset. It's nice to have a moment of peace after everything we've been through. Naruto nodded, a thoughtful expression on his face. Yeah, it is. But we have to stay vigilant. There are still threats out there, and we need to be ready for them. Sakura smiled, her gaze steady. We will be. We've faced so much together, and we'll continue to face whatever comes our way. As they stood together in the fading light, Sasuke approached, his eyes serious but calm. I've been thinking about our training. We should focus on honing our skills and preparing for the challenges ahead. Naruto nodded, his resolve unwavering. Agreed. We've learned a lot, but there's still so much more to discover and master. The next few days were filled with intensive training sessions. Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura pushed their limits, honing their abilities and preparing for future battles. They practiced new techniques, strengthened their teamwork, and deepened their understanding of their respective powers. One afternoon, as they trained in the fields outside the village, Naruto and Sasuke engaged in a sparring match. The clash of their jutsu created a spectacular display of light and energy, their movements a testament to their growth and strength. Sakura watched from the sidelines, her eyes focused and analytical. She observed their techniques, noting the ways they had improved and the areas where they still needed to grow. As the sparring match drew to a close, Naruto and Sasuke stood facing each other, their breaths heavy but their spirits high. They had both grown stronger from their training, and their bond as friends and rivals had deepened. That was a great match, Sasuke said, a rare smile on his face. You've improved a lot since our last fight. Naruto grinned, his eyes sparkling with enthusiasm. Thanks, Sasuke. You're getting stronger too. It's good to know we're both growing. Sakura joined them, her expression proud. You both did an amazing job. We're becoming even more powerful as a team. Naruto nodded, his gaze steady. We have to be. There are still many challenges ahead, and we need to be prepared for anything. As they continued their training, a new sense of purpose drove them forward. They were determined to protect their village and to face whatever threats emerged from the shadows. One evening, as they sat around a campfire, Naruto shared his thoughts with his friends. I've been thinking about what we learned from the Yoru clan. Their darkness was a reminder of how fragile the balance between light and shadow can be. Sasuke looked into the fire, his eyes reflecting the flames. It's a lesson we must remember. The power we wield can be used for good or ill, and we must choose our path carefully. Sakura nodded, her expression thoughtful. We have to remain vigilant and be ready to confront any darkness that threatens the world. As they spoke, the sky above them was filled with stars, a beautiful reminder of the hope and possibilities that lay ahead. They knew that their journey was far from over, and that the future held both challenges and opportunities. The days turned into weeks, and their training continued. They grew stronger, their abilities more refined and their understanding of their powers deeper. They were ready for the challenges that lay ahead, and their resolve was unwavering. One day, as they trained in the forest, a sudden disturbance caught their attention. A powerful chakra signature was approaching the village, and it was filled with a sense of malevolence and danger. Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura exchanged worried glances, their instincts on high alert. They knew that this disturbance was a sign of trouble, and they prepared themselves for whatever might come. As they made their way back to the village, they were met by a group of shinobi who had been sent to investigate the disturbance. Their leader, a tall man with a stern expression, approached Naruto and his friends. "We've detected a powerful chakra signature heading towards the village," the man said, his voice grave. "We believe it's a threat, and we need to be prepared for a possible attack." Naruto nodded, his expression serious. "We're ready. We'll assist in defending the village." As they prepared for the impending threat, the atmosphere in the village was tense. The villagers went about their tasks with a sense of urgency, their eyes filled with concern and determination. Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura took up positions on the village walls, their senses alert for any signs of danger. The night was still and quiet, but the tension in the air was palpable. Suddenly, a figure appeared on the horizon, silhouetted against the moonlight. The figure moved with a grace and speed that hinted at great power, and the chakra emanating from them was dark and foreboding. Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura readied themselves for battle, their eyes fixed on the approaching figure. They knew that this was the beginning of a new challenge, and they were prepared to face it head-on. As the figure drew closer, they could see that it was a tall, imposing figure clad in dark robes. The figure's eyes glowed with a sinister light, and a dark aura surrounded them, a clear sign of their malevolent intent. The figure stopped at the edge of the village, their gaze sweeping over the defenders. "So, the heroes of Konoha have come to meet me," the figure said, their voice echoing with a cold, dark resonance. "I am Kuro, the last of the Yoru clan." Naruto stepped forward, his eyes filled with determination. "We've already defeated the remnants of the Yoru clan. What do you want from us?" Kuro's eyes glinted with a cruel amusement. "You may have defeated the remnants, but there is more to the Yoru clan's legacy than you realize. I have come to reclaim what was lost and to avenge my fallen comrades." Sasuke's gaze was unwavering. "We won't let you harm our village or disrupt the peace we fought for." Kuro's lips curled into a sinister smile. "Very well. If it is a fight you seek, then a fight you shall have." The battle began with a clash of power and resolve. Kuro's dark chakra surged forth, unleashing a torrent of shadowy energy that swept across the village. Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura fought with all their might, their skills and abilities put to the test by this formidable new enemy. Naruto used his ice release to create barriers and launch powerful attacks, while Sasuke unleashed a flurry of lightning-based jutsu to counter Kuro's dark energy. Sakura used her strength and medical abilities to support her teammates and defend against Kuro's attacks. The fight was fierce and intense, a battle between light and darkness that tested their limits. They fought with a determined resolve, their goal clear, to protect their village and confront the darkness that threatened their home. As the battle raged on, Naruto realized that Kuro was not just a powerful foe, but a symbol of the lingering shadows of the past. The fight was not just about defeating an enemy, but about confronting the fears and challenges that lay ahead. In the midst of the battle, Naruto found an opportunity to strike at Kuro's core, using the full power of his Rinnegan and ice release to launch a decisive attack. The clash of energies was immense, a surge of light and darkness that shook the very foundation of the village. Kuro's form was battered and weakened, but their resolve remained unshaken. "You may have won this battle," Kuro said, their voice filled with a dark, lingering anger, "but the shadows of the past will continue to rise. The legacy of the Yoru clan is not so easily erased." With a final, powerful attack, Naruto and his team defeated Kuro, their strength and determination prevailing against the dark forces. As the dust settled and the village began to recover from the battle, Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura stood together, their spirits high but their resolve strengthened. They knew that the fight was far from over, and that the challenges they faced would continue to test their strength and resolve. But they were ready for whatever lay ahead, their bond as friends and shinobi unbreakable. As they looked out over the village, the stars above seemed to shine with a renewed hope, a reminder of the light that would guide them through the darkness. Chapter 9, Echoes of the Past. The village of Konoha was still reeling from the intense battle against Kuro, the last of the Yoru clan. The aftermath of the fight left visible scars on the village, with repairs underway and a somber mood hanging in the air. The villagers worked diligently to restore what had been damaged, their efforts a testament to their resilience and determination. Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura stood at the edge of the village, watching as the repairs progressed. The weight of their recent battle was evident in their expressions, a mixture of fatigue and resolve. Despite the victory, they knew that the fight against the shadows of the past was far from over. "It's hard to see the village like this," Sakura said, her voice tinged with sadness. "We fought hard to protect it, but there's still so much to do." Naruto nodded, his gaze steady. "We'll get through this. The village is strong, and so are we. We just need to keep moving forward." Sasuke's eyes were focused on the horizon, his thoughts deep. Kuro mentioned something before the battle ended. He said that the shadows of the past will continue to rise. "I think there's more to this than we realize." Sakura looked at Sasuke, her curiosity piqued. "What do you think he meant by that?" Sasuke's eyes met hers, his expression serious. "I believe there are more remnants of the Yoru clan's influence out there. We might have defeated Kuro, but there could be other forces seeking to continue the Yoru clan's legacy." Naruto took a deep breath, his determination renewed. "Then we need to find out what Kuro meant and be ready for whatever comes next." As the trio discussed their next steps, they were approached by Tsunade, who had been keeping a close watch on their progress. Her expression was one of deep concern, her eyes reflecting the gravity of the situation. "I've been thinking about what Kuro said," Tsunade began, her voice grave. "I've reviewed the scrolls and records we have, and there are a few clues that might help us understand the true nature of the Yoru clan's legacy." Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura listened intently, their expressions serious. "What did you find out?" Naruto asked. Tsunade unfurled a scroll on the ground, revealing a series of ancient symbols and texts. "There are old legends and records that speak of a hidden force connected to the Yoru clan, a power that was sealed away long ago but might still be lurking in the shadows." Sakura leaned closer, her eyes scanning the text. "What kind of power are we talking about?" Tsunade pointed to a series of symbols on the scroll. "These symbols refer to a forbidden technique known as Kage no Kage, or Shadow of Shadows. It is said to be a dark jutsu that can manipulate shadows to create illusions, summon dark entities, and even influence the minds of others." Sasuke's eyes narrowed as he studied the symbols. If this technique still exists, it could be a significant threat. "Do we have any information on where it might be located?" Tsunade shook her head. "The records are fragmented, but there is a reference to an ancient temple deep in the Forest of Death. It is said to be the resting place of the last known practitioner of the Kage no Kage technique." Naruto's eyes lit up with determination. "Then we need to find this temple and see if there's any way to prevent the technique from being used again." Tsunade nodded. "Be careful. The Forest of Death is a dangerous place, and the temple will likely be protected by powerful defenses and dark forces." With their new mission in mind, Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura prepared for their journey into the Forest of Death. They gathered their gear, ensured they had enough supplies, and made their way to the edge of the forest, ready to face whatever challenges awaited them. As they entered the Forest of Death, the atmosphere grew dark and foreboding. The dense canopy above blocked out much of the sunlight, and the air was thick with a sense of unease. The forest was known for its dangers, from wild beasts to deadly traps, and the trio moved cautiously, their senses alert for any signs of danger. The deeper they ventured into the forest, the more intense the feeling of darkness became. The shadows seemed to twist and shift around them, and the air grew colder with each step. Sakura looked around, her eyes scanning the surroundings. "This place feels eerie. It's like the shadows are alive." Sasuke nodded, his Sharingan active as he searched for hidden traps and enemies. "Stay alert. The temple could be well protected, and we might encounter some dangerous obstacles." As they traveled, they encountered several challenges: hidden traps, aggressive wild animals, and illusions created by the dark forces of the forest. They navigated these obstacles with a combination of skill, teamwork, and determination, their resolve unwavering despite the dangers they faced. After several days of navigating the treacherous terrain, they finally reached the entrance to the ancient temple. The structure was partially overgrown with vines and moss, but the design was still visible. A series of intricate carvings and dark symbols adorned the walls. Naruto approached the entrance, his eyes scanning the carvings. "This place is ancient. We'll need to be careful as we explore. Sakura nodded, her expression resolute. Let's go inside and see what we can find. They entered the temple, their footsteps echoing in the dark, cavernous space. The interior was dimly lit by flickering torches, and the air was filled with the musty smell of old stone and dust. As they explored the temple, they came across a series of chambers and hallways, each one filled with ancient artifacts, scrolls, and dark symbols. The deeper they went, the more they felt the weight of the temple's dark history. In one chamber, they found a large, ornate door adorned with symbols and runes. The door was covered in a thick layer of dust, and the aura of darkness emanating from it was palpable. Naruto approached the door, his Rinnegan activated as he examined the symbols. This door looks like it might lead to something important. We need to figure out how to open it. Sasuke studied the symbols, his eyes focused. These runes are related to the Kage no Kage technique. We might need to solve a puzzle or perform a ritual to open the door. Sakura examined the door closely, her eyes searching for clues. There are inscriptions around the door. Maybe they hold the key to unlocking it. The inscriptions were written in an ancient, forgotten language, but with the help of their knowledge and abilities, they were able to decipher the message. It spoke of a trial that must be overcome to gain access to the chamber beyond. As they worked to unlock the door, they were suddenly confronted by a series of dark illusions, phantoms of past Yoru clan members who sought to defend the secrets of the temple. The illusions attacked with dark energy and shadowy forms, their presence a test of the trio's resolve. Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura fought against the illusions with determination and skill, their teamwork proving to be their greatest strength. The battle was intense, a clash of light against the dark echoes of the past. With the illusions defeated, they were finally able to open the door and enter the inner chamber. The room was filled with ancient scrolls, dark artifacts, and a large, ominous altar at its center. On the altar lay a dusty, ancient scroll, one that seemed to pulse with dark energy. The scroll was bound in black leather and adorned with dark symbols, a clear indication of its significance. Naruto approached the scroll, his Rinnegan activated as he examined it. This must be the Kage no Kage technique. We need to be careful when handling it. Sasuke looked around the chamber, his eyes searching for any signs of danger. There might be more traps or enemies here. We should stay alert. Sakura approached the scroll, her expression focused. Let's read the scroll and see what it reveals. As they unrolled the scroll, they were confronted with the dark history of the Yoru clan and the nature of the Kage no Kage technique. The scroll detailed the origins of the technique, its powers, and the methods used to seal it away. The technique was a forbidden art that allowed the user to manipulate shadows, create illusions, and summon dark entities. It was said to be a source of immense power, but also a dangerous force that could corrupt and destroy those who wielded it. The scroll also contained information on the seals and rituals used to contain the technique's power. It described how the Yoru clan had used the Kage no Kage to control and manipulate others, and how the Sage of Six Paths had sealed it away to prevent its misuse. As they studied the scroll, they realized that their task was not just to protect the village from the immediate threat, but to ensure that the dark power of the Kage no Kage remained sealed and never fell into the wrong hands. Naruto looked at his friends, his expression resolute. We need to make sure that this power stays hidden and that the scroll remains secure. Sakura nodded in agreement. We should bring the scroll back to Konoha and let Tsunade decide how to handle it. Sasuke glanced around the chamber, his eyes thoughtful. We should also be prepared for any other threats that might come our way. The Yoru clan's legacy might not be over yet. With the scroll in hand, they made their way back to the entrance of the temple, their resolve stronger than ever. They knew that their journey was far from over, and that the shadows of the past still held many secrets and dangers. As they left the temple and returned to the village, they reflected on the trials they had faced and the lessons they had learned. The battle against Kuro had been just the beginning, and there were still many challenges ahead. Back in Konoha, they met with Tsunade and presented the scroll. Tsunade examined it carefully, her expression grave as she read the ancient text. This scroll contains dangerous knowledge, Tsunade said, her voice filled with concern. We will need to take precautions to ensure that this power does not threaten the village. Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura stood by, their expressions serious. We'll do whatever it takes to protect Konoha and prevent the misuse of this technique, Naruto said. Tsunade nodded, her eyes filled with determination. We will take measures to secure the scroll and continue to prepare for any future threats. Thank you for your bravery and dedication. As they left Tsunade's office, the weight of their responsibilities hung heavy on their shoulders. They knew that the path ahead was fraught with dangers and challenges, but they were ready to face them. Under the starry night sky, Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura stood together, their resolve unshaken. They knew that the echoes of the past would continue to influence their journey, but they were prepared to confront whatever came their way. With a renewed sense of purpose, they set out to continue their training and to prepare for the trials that lay ahead. The future was uncertain, but they faced it with hope and determination, ready to protect their village and confront the darkness of the past. Chapter 10: Shadows of the Future. The days following the return from the Forest of Death were filled with a mix of relief and tension. The villagers of Konoha had worked tirelessly to repair the damage from the battle with Kuro, and the mood in the village had shifted from the sorrow of loss to the cautious optimism of recovery. However, for Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura, the weight of their recent discovery loomed over them, a constant reminder of the dark challenges yet to come. The trio met in the quiet confines of the Hokage's office, their expressions serious as they awaited Tsunade's arrival. The ancient scroll, now safely stored away, was a symbol of their ongoing mission, a mission that was far from over. When Tsunade entered the room, her demeanor was more resolute than ever. She carried the scroll with the utmost care, treating it as a precious but dangerous relic. She placed it on the desk between them, her eyes meeting those of Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura. Thank you for your hard work and bravery, Tsunade began, her tone somber. The scroll contains dark knowledge, and it is our responsibility to handle it with caution. I have already begun arranging for its safe storage and further study, but there is more we need to discuss. Naruto leaned forward, his eyes focused on Tsunade. What's the next step? We know that there might be more threats out there, and we need to be prepared. Tsunade nodded, her expression thoughtful. Yes, we need to be ready for what comes next. I've reviewed the scroll and consulted with other experts on the Kage no Kage technique. There are several things we must consider. First, we need to investigate the possibility of other hidden Yoru clan remnants or individuals seeking to harness the Kage no Kage's power. Sasuke's eyes narrowed. How do we go about finding these remnants? If there are any left, they could be well hidden and difficult to locate. Tsunade sighed, her fingers tracing the edges of the scroll. We will need to gather more information. I've arranged for a team of skilled shinobi to assist us in this endeavor. Their task will be to search for any clues or leads related to the Yoru clan's legacy. Sakura looked at Tsunade, her curiosity piqued. Do we know where to start looking, or will this be a matter of searching everywhere for any potential leads? Tsunade shook her head. We don't have a specific location at the moment. The team will have to investigate various potential sites and sources of information. However, we do have one lead, a legend about a hidden library belonging to the Yoru clan. It is said to contain records of their history, techniques, and potential allies. Naruto's eyes lit up with determination. Then we need to find this library. It could hold valuable information that can help us understand the Kage no Kage technique and the Yoru clan's plans. Tsunade handed over a map with a few marked locations. Here are some locations mentioned in the records I reviewed. They are potential sites where the hidden library might be located. The team will start by investigating these locations. Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura studied the map, noting the various marked spots. The locations were spread across different regions, each with its own set of challenges and dangers. We'll start with the closest location, Sasuke said, his eyes scanning the map. It's in the outskirts of the land of rivers. We should gather supplies and set out as soon as possible. Tsunade nodded in agreement. Be careful on your journey. The search for the hidden library might lead you into dangerous situations. Trust in your skills and teamwork, and remember that you are not alone in this fight. With their mission set, the trio prepared for their journey. They gathered their gear, ensured they had enough supplies for the trip, and made final preparations before setting out. As they departed from the village, the weight of their task pressed upon them, but they were resolute in their determination. The journey to the first location on the map took them through various landscapes, a mix of forests, mountains, and rivers. The land of rivers was known for its natural beauty, but also for its hidden dangers. As they traveled, they remained vigilant, aware that their quest was fraught with potential threats. After several days of travel, they arrived at the outskirts of the land of rivers, where they found themselves standing before an old, abandoned shrine. The shrine was covered in vines and moss, and the air around it was thick with a sense of foreboding. Naruto examined the shrine, his Rinnegan activated as he looked for any signs of hidden traps or obstacles. This place looks like it hasn't been touched in years. We should be cautious as we explore. Sakura nodded, her eyes scanning the surroundings. Let's check inside and see if there are any clues or information related to the hidden library. They entered the shrine, their footsteps echoing in the dimly lit space. The interior was filled with dust and cobwebs, a testament to the years of neglect. The walls were adorned with faded murals depicting scenes from ancient times, and the air was heavy with the scent of decay. As they explored the shrine, they came across a series of old scrolls and artifacts. Some were damaged beyond recognition, but others were still intact. They carefully examined the scrolls, searching for any references to the Yoro clan or the hidden library. In a corner of the shrine, they found a hidden compartment containing a dusty old journal. The journal was bound in dark leather and was inscribed with symbols similar to those found on the Kage no Kage scroll. Naruto carefully opened the journal, his eyes scanning the pages. The writing was in an ancient script, but with their combined knowledge, they were able to decipher the text. The journal belonged to an old member of the Yoro clan who had lived during the time of the Kage no Kage technique. It contained details about the clan's history, their techniques, and their efforts to conceal the Kage no Kage's power. One entry caught their attention. The Kage no Kage must remain hidden. The power it holds is too great for any one individual. I have hidden the key to the library in a place where only those worthy of the truth may find it. The shadows of the past will guide you to the truth. Sasuke examined the entry closely. This could be a clue to finding the hidden library. If there is a key to the library, we need to figure out where it might be hidden. Sakura looked around the shrine, her eyes searching for any potential hiding places. The journal mentioned that the key is hidden where only the worthy may find it. We need to look for any signs or symbols that might lead us to the key. As they searched the shrine, they found a series of hidden compartments and secret passages. The shrine was filled with puzzles and traps, designed to test the worthiness of those who sought the key. They navigated these obstacles with a combination of skill, intellect, and teamwork. Each challenge they faced brought them closer to understanding the Yoro clan's past and the secrets of the hidden library. Eventually, they discovered a hidden chamber beneath the shrine. Inside the chamber, they found a small, ornate box with intricate carvings and dark symbols. The box was locked with a complex mechanism, and it was clear that opening it would require a special key. Naruto examined the box, his Rinnegan activated as he searched for clues. This box must be the key to finding the hidden library. We need to figure out how to unlock it. Sakura looked around the chamber, her eyes scanning for any potential clues. Let's see if there are any symbols or inscriptions that might help us open the box. They searched the chamber thoroughly and eventually found a hidden inscription on the wall. The inscription contained a riddle. In the shadow of the past, where the light cannot reach, the truth lies hidden. Find the path where darkness meets the light, and the key will be revealed. Sasuke studied the riddle, his eyes thoughtful. The riddle speaks of a place where darkness and light meet. We need to find this location to unlock the box. They thought carefully about the riddle and eventually realized that the shrine itself was a place where darkness and light met. The hidden chamber was a symbol of this balance, and the box was a manifestation of the secrets hidden in the shadows. With this understanding, they carefully examined the box, using their knowledge of the symbols and the riddle to unlock the mechanism. The box creaked open, revealing a small, ancient key adorned with dark symbols. Naruto took the key and examined it closely. This must be the key to the hidden library. We need to bring it back to Konoha and continue our search for the library. With the key in hand, they made their way back to the village, their spirits lifted by their success. They knew that their journey was far from over, but the discovery of the key was a significant step forward in their mission. Upon their return to Konoha, they presented the key to Tsunade and explained their findings. Tsunade examined the key with a grave expression, her eyes reflecting the weight of their discovery. "This key is a crucial piece of our quest," Tsunade said, her voice serious. "We will use it to continue our search for the hidden library and uncover the secrets of the Yoru clan." Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura stood by, their expressions resolute. "We're ready to face whatever comes next," Naruto said. "We'll do whatever it takes to protect the village and prevent the misuse of the Kage no Kage technique." Tsunade nodded, her eyes filled with determination. "We will prepare for the next phase of our mission and continue to seek out any remaining threats. Your bravery and dedication have been exemplary." As they left Tsunade's office, the trio reflected on their journey and the challenges they had faced. They knew that the path ahead would be fraught with dangers and uncertainties, but they were prepared to confront them with courage and resolve. Under the clear night sky, they stood together, ready to face the future and continue their quest to protect Konoha from the shadows of the past. Chapter 11, The Hidden Library's Secrets. The days following their return from the Land of Rivers were a blur of preparation and anticipation. Konoha was bustling with activity as the villagers worked to repair the remaining damage from the recent battles. Meanwhile, Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura focused on their new mission, locating and exploring the hidden library of the Yoru clan. In the Hokage's office, Tsunade and the trio gathered around a large table covered with maps, scrolls, and documents. The small, ancient key they had recovered from the shrine was placed in the center, a symbol of their next challenge. Tsunade unfurled a new map across the table. This map contains the general location of the hidden library. It's situated in a secluded area deep within the mountains, far from any major settlements. Naruto leaned over the map, his eyes scanning the details. "The location is pretty remote. We'll need to be prepared for a difficult journey." Sasuke's eyes studied the map with a critical focus. "We'll need to plan our route carefully. The mountains are treacherous, and there could be dangerous obstacles along the way." Sakura nodded, her expression serious. "We should gather as much information as we can before we leave. Do we have any other clues or details about the library's defenses or what we might find there?" Tsunade shook her head. "The records about the hidden library are sparse and fragmented. What we know is based on ancient legends and a few old documents. The library is said to be protected by powerful seals and guardians, and it may contain knowledge that the Yoru clan sought to keep hidden." Naruto clenched his fists, determination in his eyes. "Then we need to be ready for anything. We'll face whatever challenges come our way and make sure the library's secrets don't fall into the wrong hands." With their plan in place, the trio prepared for their journey into the mountains. They gathered supplies, ensuring they had everything they might need for a prolonged and challenging expedition. As they prepared, they discussed their strategy and reviewed the details of their mission. "Let's make sure we have everything we need," Sasuke said as he checked their gear. "We'll be in the mountains for several days, so we should be well stocked." Sakura packed medical supplies and provisions, her attention to detail ensuring they were fully prepared. "I've got everything we need for medical emergencies and survival. We should also carry some scrolls for communication, just in case we need to call for backup." Naruto, ever enthusiastic, carried a map and a few special tools he thought might be useful. "I've got the map, some basic survival gear, and a few tricks up my sleeve. We're ready for this adventure." As the sun began to set, casting a warm golden hue over Konoha, the trio set out for the mountains. Their journey took them through dense forests and rugged terrain, with the path becoming steeper and more challenging as they advanced. The first few days of their journey were relatively uneventful, filled with routine challenges of mountain travel. They navigated rocky paths, crossed turbulent streams, and set up camp each night. The beauty of the natural landscape contrasted with the gravity of their mission, reminding them of the stakes involved. On the fourth day, the weather took a turn for the worse. Dark clouds gathered above, and the wind howled through the mountains. The temperature dropped, and snow began to fall, creating a blanket of white over the rugged terrain. "This storm came up quickly," Sakura said as she adjusted her coat to keep warm. "We need to find shelter and wait for the storm to pass." Sasuke nodded, his eyes scanning the surroundings for a safe place to take refuge. There should be a cave or some other natural shelter nearby. We'll need to stay warm and conserve our energy. They found a small cave nestled in the side of the mountain, its entrance partially obscured by snow and rocks. Inside, they set up a small camp and waited for the storm to subside. As they sat by the fire, the storm raged outside, the wind howling and the snow piling up. The warmth of the fire was a welcome relief, and they took the opportunity to rest and discuss their mission. "We're getting closer to the library," Naruto said, his eyes focused on the map. "We should be there in a few days if the weather holds up." Sasuke's eyes were thoughtful as he looked at the map. "We need to be prepared for any challenges we might face. The legends speak of powerful defenses and guardians protecting the library." Sakura adjusted her medical kit, her expression serious. "We need to be ready for anything. The Yoru clan was known for their dark techniques, so we should expect formidable opponents and dangerous traps." As the storm continued to rage outside, they discussed their strategies and reviewed the information they had gathered. The atmosphere in the cave was one of quiet determination, each of them focused on the mission ahead. The next morning, the storm had cleared, leaving behind a blanket of fresh snow. The path to the hidden library was now covered in snow, making their progress more challenging. Despite the obstacles, they continued their journey, their resolve unshaken. The snow-covered mountains were both beautiful and treacherous, and they navigated the snowy terrain with careful steps and expert skills. On the 5th day of their journey, they reached the base of a massive mountain, where the entrance to the hidden library was said to be located. The entrance was concealed by a series of ancient symbols and seals, hidden among the mountain's rugged features. Naruto examined the area, his Rinnegan active as he searched for any hidden clues or mechanisms. "The entrance should be around here somewhere. We need to find the right symbols and seals to gain access." Sasuke's eyes scanned the area, his Sharingan active as he looked for hidden traps and defenses. "We should be cautious. The entrance might be protected by powerful seals and guardians." Sakura carefully examined the symbols and seals, her knowledge of ancient techniques helping her decipher their meanings. "These symbols are part of a complex sealing mechanism. We need to solve the puzzle to unlock the entrance." They worked together to solve the puzzle, their combined skills and knowledge guiding them through the intricate process. The symbols glowed with a faint light as they activated the correct sequence, and a hidden passageway opened before them. As they entered the passageway, they were greeted by the sight of an ancient, dimly lit corridor. The walls were adorned with faded murals and intricate carvings, depicting scenes from the history of the Yoru clan. The corridor led to a large chamber, filled with ancient scrolls, books, and artifacts. The room was vast and filled with a sense of reverence, as though they had entered a sacred space. "This must be the hidden library," Sakura said, her eyes wide with awe. "We need to explore this place and find any valuable information." They began to explore the library, carefully examining the scrolls and artifacts. The library was filled with texts on the history of the Yoru clan, their techniques, and their dark secrets. As they delved into the library's contents, they came across a series of old scrolls and documents detailing the origins of the Kage no Kage technique and the methods used to seal its power. The scrolls revealed the complex rituals and techniques employed by the Yoru clan to control and manipulate shadows. Naruto picked up one of the scrolls and began to read. This scroll contains information about the creation of the Kage no Kage technique. It describes how the technique was developed and the purposes it served. Sasuke examined another scroll, his eyes focused on the details. These documents reveal the Yoru clan's goals and methods. They sought to harness the Kage no Kage's power for their own ends, using it to control and manipulate others. Sakura carefully read through a book on ancient seals and techniques. This book contains detailed instructions on the seals used to contain the Kage no Kage technique. It could be useful for understanding how to prevent the technique from being misused. As they explored the library, they found a hidden chamber at the back of the room. The chamber contained a large, ornate tome bound in black leather and adorned with dark symbols. Naruto approached the tome, his Rinnegan active as he examined it. This tome looked significant. It might contain important information about the Kage no Kage technique. Sasuke nodded, his Sharingan active as he examined the tome's symbols. "We should be cautious. The tome could be protected by powerful seals or traps." Sakura carefully opened the tome, her eyes scanning the pages. The tome contained detailed accounts of the Kage no Kage technique, its origins, and the ways it could be used or countered. The tome revealed the following information. The Kage no Kage technique was created by the Yoru clan as a means to control shadows and manipulate the minds of others. It is a forbidden technique that holds great power, but also great danger. The technique's power comes from the ability to create illusions, summon dark entities, and influence the thoughts and actions of others. The technique was sealed away by the Sage of Six Paths to prevent its misuse and to protect the world from the darkness it could unleash. The seals and rituals used to contain the Kage no Kage are complex and require great skill and knowledge to understand. The information was both enlightening and concerning. It confirmed the dangers of the Kage no Kage technique and emphasized the importance of keeping it sealed and hidden. Naruto closed the tome and looked at his friends. We've learned a lot from this library. The Kage no Kage technique is more dangerous than we imagined, and we need to make sure it doesn't fall into the wrong hands. Sakura nodded, her expression serious. We need to take this information back to Konoha and continue our efforts to protect the village and the world from the darkness of the Kage no Kage. Sasuke examined the remaining scrolls and artifacts, his eyes focused on their potential uses. We should gather as much information as we can before we leave. The knowledge here could be valuable for our mission. As they finished their exploration of the hidden library, they took careful notes and gathered the most important scrolls and documents. They knew that their work was far from over, and that they had to continue their efforts to protect Konoha and the world from the shadows of the past. With their findings in hand, they began their journey back to Konoha, their spirits lifted by the knowledge they had gained. They knew that the path ahead would be challenging, but they were prepared to face whatever came their way. As they traveled back through the snow-covered mountains, they reflected on their journey and the challenges they had faced. They were closer to understanding the Kage no Kage technique and the Yoru clan's legacy, but there was still much work to be done. Under the clear sky, the trio walked together, ready to continue their mission and confront the darkness of the past. Chapter 12, Secrets Unveiled. The journey back to Konoha was marked by a mix of silence and contemplation. Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura were deep in thought, reflecting on their recent discoveries and the implications for their future. As they approached the village gates, the familiar sight of Konoha offered a sense of relief and comfort. Inside the Hokage's office, the trio stood before Tsunade, who listened intently as they detailed their findings. The documents and scrolls they had recovered from the Yoru clan's hidden library held crucial information about the Kage no Kage technique and its potential dangers. We've uncovered significant information about the Kage no Kage technique, Naruto began. It's a powerful and dangerous ability that manipulates shadows and minds. The Yoru clan intended to use it for their own gain, but it was sealed away by the Sage of Six Paths. Tsunade nodded, her expression serious. This knowledge is invaluable. We must ensure that the Kage no Kage technique remains hidden and protected. Naruto's eyes were determined. We need to continue our mission to protect Konoha and prevent anyone from misusing this power. As they discussed their next steps, an ANBU operative entered with a sealed scroll. Lady Tsunade, a message from one of our reconnaissance teams. They've reported suspicious activity in a remote area of the Land of Rain. Tsunade read the scroll, her eyes narrowing. It seems we have a new lead. This report mentions a hidden base where unusual gatherings have been observed. Sasuke's eyes sharpened. If there's a hidden base, it could be a stronghold for any remaining Yoru clan members or their allies. Tsunade handed the scroll to Naruto. I'm assigning you three to lead a team to investigate this base. Be cautious, the Land of Rain is known for its harsh conditions. Naruto nodded. We'll gather our team and head out immediately. As they prepared for their mission, Naruto made his way to a secluded training ground where Kushina was practicing her sealing techniques. The sight of her brought a sense of calm and purpose to Naruto. Ka-chan, Naruto called out, using the affectionate term for his mother. We've got a new mission in the Land of Rain. Kushina turned, her eyes meeting Naruto's with a warm smile. Naruto, what's the situation? Naruto explained the details of their mission, including the potential threat posed by the Yoru clan. Kushina's expression grew serious as she listened. We need to be careful, Kushina said. The Land of Rain is treacherous, and the Yoro clan's remnants could be dangerous. Naruto nodded. I want you to come with us. Your experience and knowledge will be invaluable. Kushina's eyes softened with pride. Of course, Naruto. I'll be by your side. With Kushina joining their team, they assembled the rest of their squad, Shikamaru Nara, Kiba Inuzuka with Akamaru, and Hinata Hyuga. Each member brought unique skills and strengths to the mission. As they set out, the rain began to fall, adding to the somber atmosphere of their journey. The land of rain was known for its constant precipitation, and the terrain was challenging to navigate. After several days of travel, they reached the outskirts of the area mentioned in the reconnaissance report. They moved cautiously, using the cover of rain and mist to avoid detection. Kiba and Akamaru took point, their keen senses leading the way. There's a concealed entrance ahead, Kiba whispered. It's hidden behind those vines. Naruto activated his Rinnegan, scanning the area for traps. Be careful. The Yoro clan might have set up defenses. They carefully approached the entrance and disarmed a series of traps before entering an underground tunnel. The tunnel was narrow and damp, with the sound of dripping water echoing through the passages. As they ventured deeper, they encountered more traps and obstacles, but their teamwork and skills allowed them to navigate through the complex maze. Eventually, they reached a large chamber filled with equipment, documents, and supplies. Naruto and Kushina approached a desk covered in scrolls and papers. We need to find any information about the Yoro clan's plans, Naruto said. As they searched through the documents, they discovered detailed plans outlining the Yoro clan's intentions to use the Kage no Kage technique to seize power. The documents revealed a plot to destabilize the shinobi world and establish their rule. This is worse than we thought, Kushina said, her eyes filled with concern. We need to stop them before they can put these plans into action. Naruto's expression was resolute. We have to report back to Konoha and prepare for a confrontation. We can't let the Yoro clan succeed. As they gathered the documents, they heard footsteps approaching from the tunnel. They quickly took defensive positions, ready for a fight. A group of rogue shinobi entered the chamber, their eyes filled with hostility. Intruders! You won't leave here alive. Naruto and Kushina stood side by side, their combined powers ready for battle. We're not going down without a fight, Naruto declared. The chamber erupted into chaos as the two sides clashed. Naruto used his ice release to create barriers and traps, while Kushina unleashed her powerful sealing techniques to immobilize their enemies. Sasuke and Sakura joined the fray, their skills and teamwork adding to the battle's intensity. Shikamaru's strategic mind guided their actions, ensuring they stayed one step ahead of their opponents. Despite the overwhelming odds, the team fought with determination and resilience. Naruto and Kushina's bond and combined strength were a force to be reckoned with, and they managed to turn the tide of the battle. As the last of the rogue shinobi fell, the chamber fell silent. The team stood victorious, but the weight of their discovery still pressed upon them. We need to get these documents back to Lady Tsunade, Naruto said, his breath heavy from the fight. This information is crucial. Kushina placed a reassuring hand on Naruto's shoulder. We did well, Naruto. Let's head back to Konoha and prepare for the next steps. The team made their way out of the tunnel and back into the rain-soaked forest. Their journey back to Konoha was filled with a sense of urgency and determination. As they approached the village gates, the rain began to subside, and the sight of Konoha offered a sense of hope. They reported their findings to Tsunade, who listened intently and immediately began making plans to counter the Yoro clan's threat. Naruto and Kushina's bond had grown even stronger through their shared experiences and battles. They knew that the challenges ahead would be difficult, but they were ready to face them together. In the days that followed, Naruto and Kushina spent more time training and preparing for the impending threat. Their relationship continued to deepen, and their mutual admiration and affection blossomed into something more profound. One evening, as they stood on a hill overlooking Konoha, Naruto turned to Kushina, his eyes filled with determination and love. Ka-chan, I promise I'll protect you and our village. No matter what. Kushina's eyes softened, and she smiled warmly. And I'll always be by your side, Naruto. Together, we're unstoppable. As they stood hand in hand, the sun began to set, casting a golden glow over the village. It was a moment of peace and hope, a reminder of the strength of their bond and the promise of their future together. Chapter 13, Allies and Enemies. As dawn broke over Konoha, Naruto and Kushina prepared for the next phase of their mission. The revelations about the Yoru clan and their intentions had set the village on high alert. Tsunade had called a meeting of the village leaders and key shinobi to strategize their response to the looming threat. Naruto and Kushina entered the Hokage's office, where Tsunade, Kakashi, and several other respected shinobi awaited. Maps and documents were spread across the large table, illustrating the scope of their impending mission. "We've confirmed that the Yoru clan is preparing to strike," Tsunade began, her voice resolute. "They aim to destabilize the shinobi world using the Kage no Kage technique. We must form alliances with other villages to combat this threat." Kakashi nodded, his one visible eye serious. "The Land of Fire cannot face this alone. We need to reach out to the other Kage and ensure a united front." Naruto's determination was evident. "I'll go and speak with the other Kage. We need to make sure everyone understands the gravity of the situation." Kushina placed a hand on Naruto's shoulder. "I'll go with you, Naruto. Together, we'll be more persuasive." Tsunade agreed. "Kushina, your presence will lend credibility to our plea. The Uzumaki clan's history and your connection to the Rinnegan will be significant." With their mission set, Naruto and Kushina prepared to leave for the Hidden Sand Village, the first stop on their diplomatic tour. The journey was arduous, but their combined strength and determination carried them forward. Upon arriving in the Hidden Sand Village, they were greeted by Gaara, the Kazekage. Gaara's piercing eyes softened at the sight of his friends. "Naruto, Kushina. It's good to see you. What brings you to the sand?" Naruto explained the situation, detailing the Yoru clan's plans and the danger of the Kage no Kage technique. Gaara listened intently, his expression growing more serious. "We cannot allow such a threat to destabilize the shinobi world," Gaara said firmly. "The Hidden Sand will stand with Konoha. I'll mobilize our forces and coordinate with the other Kage." The next stop was the Hidden Cloud Village. The Raikage, known for his strength and strategic mind, welcomed Naruto and Kushina. His demeanor was stern, but he listened carefully as they presented their case. "The Hidden Cloud will not stand idle," the Raikage declared. "We will join the alliance and provide whatever support is necessary to stop the Yoru clan." With each village they visited, Naruto and Kushina's message resonated. The Hidden Mist and Hidden Stone villages also pledged their support, recognizing the importance of unity against a common enemy. Returning to Konoha, Naruto and Kushina were heartened by the alliances they had forged. Tsunade and the village leaders began coordinating the combined efforts of the allied shinobi forces. In the midst of these preparations, Naruto and Kushina continued their training. The bond between them grew stronger, not only as comrades but also as something more profound. Their shared experiences and mutual respect blossomed into a deep and abiding love. One evening, after an intense training session, Naruto and Kushina sat on a hill overlooking the village. The stars twinkled above, casting a serene glow over the landscape. "Ka-chan," Naruto began, his voice soft. "I've been thinking about us. I don't want to lose you. Not now, not ever." Kushina's eyes met his, filled with warmth and affection. "Naruto, we've faced so much together. I feel the same way. Our bond is unbreakable." Naruto took a deep breath, his heart pounding. "Kushina, will you marry me?" The world seemed to stand still as Kushina's eyes widened in surprise. A moment later, a radiant smile spread across her face. "Yes, Naruto. I will." Their lips met in a gentle, loving kiss, sealing their promise to each other. The journey ahead would be challenging, but together, they felt invincible. As the days passed, the allied shinobi forces gathered in Konoha. The village was a hub of activity, with preparations in full swing. Naruto and Kushina's wedding was a beacon of hope and unity, a symbol of love and resilience in the face of adversity. The ceremony was simple yet beautiful, attended by their closest friends and allies. As they exchanged vows, their hearts swelled with joy and determination. The future was uncertain, but their love was a constant source of strength. In the aftermath of the wedding, the focus shifted back to the impending battle. Intelligence reports indicated that the Yoro clan was amassing their forces in a hidden stronghold. The allied shinobi prepared for a coordinated strike, determined to end the threat once and for all. Naruto, now a leader not only by strength but by the bonds he had forged, stood ready with Kushina by his side. Their combined abilities, Ice Release and Rinnegan, were a formidable force. The final battle was imminent, and they knew that their love and unity would guide them through the trials ahead. The night before the battle, Naruto and Kushina shared a quiet moment in their home. They held each other close, drawing comfort and strength from their bond. "No matter what happens tomorrow," Naruto whispered, "we'll face it together." Kushina nodded, her eyes filled with unwavering resolve. "Together, we're unstoppable." As dawn broke, the allied shinobi forces assembled. The air was thick with anticipation and determination. Naruto and Kushina stood at the forefront, ready to lead their comrades into battle. The journey ahead would test their strength, their resolve, and their love. But with each other, they knew they could overcome any obstacle. The battle for the future of the shinobi world was about to begin, and they were ready to face it together. Chapter 14, The Final Battle Begins. The day had arrived. The allied shinobi forces, a coalition of warriors from Konoha, the Hidden Sand, Hidden Cloud, Hidden Mist, and Hidden Stone villages, gathered at the outskirts of the Land of Fire. Tents were pitched. Strategies finalized, and the atmosphere was charged with anticipation and resolve. Naruto and Kushina stood at the center of the camp, their presence a source of inspiration for everyone around them. The love and unity they embodied had galvanized the entire alliance, and their combined strength promised hope in the face of the impending threat. Tsunade, Gaara, the Raikage, the Mizukage, and the Tsuchikage gathered in a large tent, discussing the final details of their plan. Maps and intelligence reports were spread across the table, marking the location of the Yoro clan's hidden stronghold. Naruto stepped forward, his Rinnegan eyes scanning the gathered leaders. "Our mission is clear. We must infiltrate the Yoro clan's stronghold, disable their defenses, and neutralize their leaders. Their goal is to use the Kage no Kage technique to plunge the shinobi world into chaos, and we can't let that happen." Gaara nodded, his voice calm yet firm. "Our scouts have identified several key points within the stronghold. We'll divide our forces to attack simultaneously, creating confusion and disrupting their plans." The Raikage crossed his arms, his powerful frame exuding confidence. "We'll strike hard and fast. Our lightning units will be at the forefront, breaking through their defenses." The Mizukage added, "Our water-based techniques will neutralize their traps and provide support to our allies." The Tsuchikage, his eyes sharp and calculating, spoke next. "Our earth techniques will ensure no escape routes. We'll trap them within their own stronghold." Kushina's voice was steady, filled with the strength and wisdom she had accumulated over the years. "Naruto and I will lead the main assault team. Our combined abilities will break their strongest defenses. Trust in each other and fight as one." With the final details in place, the leaders dispersed to rally their troops. Naruto and Kushina took a moment to themselves, standing at the edge of the camp and looking out over the horizon. "We've come a long way," Naruto said, his hand gently holding Kushina's. "No matter what happens, I'm grateful to have you by my side." Kushina's eyes sparkled with determination and love. "We'll face this together, Naruto. Our bond is our greatest strength." As the first light of dawn broke over the horizon, the allied shinobi forces moved out, advancing towards the Yoro clan's hidden stronghold. The landscape grew darker and more foreboding as they approached, the air heavy with the tension of the coming battle. The stronghold itself was an imposing structure, hidden deep within a dense forest. It was surrounded by high walls and guarded by a network of traps and barriers. The Yoro clan had fortified their position, prepared for a siege. Naruto and Kushina led the main assault team, their presence a beacon of hope and strength. As they approached the outer walls, Naruto activated his Rinnegan, scanning for weaknesses and traps. "There are chakra barriers interwoven with physical traps," Naruto observed. "We'll need to disable them simultaneously to breach the walls." Kushina nodded, her hands forming a series of seals. "I'll handle the chakra barriers. Everyone else, prepare to break through the physical defenses." With a surge of chakra, Kushina unleashed her sealing technique, targeting the intricate barriers that protected the stronghold. As the barriers began to waver and weaken, Naruto and the other shinobi moved into position. Now! Naruto commanded, and the allied forces sprang into action. Explosions rocked the outer walls as the shinobi launched their assault. Earth-shattering techniques from the hidden stone, water-based attacks from the hidden mist, and lightning strikes from the hidden cloud combined in a devastating barrage. The walls began to crumble under the relentless assault, creating openings for the shinobi to penetrate the stronghold. Inside the stronghold, chaos erupted. The Yoru clan members scrambled to defend their position, but the coordinated attack left them overwhelmed. Naruto and Kushina led the charge, their combined powers carving a path through the enemy ranks. Naruto's ice release created barriers and traps, freezing opponents in their tracks, while his Rinnegan allowed him to anticipate and counter their moves. Kushina's sealing techniques immobilized enemies and neutralized their chakra-based attacks. As they advanced deeper into the stronghold, Naruto and Kushina encountered the first of the Yoru clan's elite guards. These shinobi were highly skilled and fiercely loyal, determined to protect their leaders and their clan's secrets. The battle was fierce, with flashes of chakra and the clash of steel echoing through the corridors. Naruto and Kushina fought side by side, their movements synchronized and their bond unbreakable. In one particularly intense clash, a Yoru clan shinobi managed to land a powerful blow on Naruto, knocking him back. Kushina's eyes blazed with fury and determination as she unleashed a torrent of chakra, sealing the attacker in a prison of chains. "Are you okay, Naruto?" Kushina asked, her voice filled with concern as she helped him to his feet. Naruto nodded, his eyes filled with resolve. "I'm fine. Let's keep moving. We can't afford to lose momentum." Their progress was relentless, and they soon reached the heart of the stronghold. There, in a grand chamber adorned with symbols of the Yoru clan, they found the clan's leaders gathered around a large, intricate seal. The leader of the Yoru clan, a tall and imposing figure with dark eyes and a cold demeanor, stepped forward. "You've come far, but this is where your journey ends. The Kage no Kage technique will be our salvation, and you will not stand in our way." Naruto's eyes blazed with determination. "We're here to stop you. The shinobi world won't bow to your twisted ambitions." The battle that ensued was a clash of titans. The Yoru clan's leaders were formidable, wielding powerful techniques and utilizing the full extent of the Kage no Kage's abilities. Shadows danced and twisted, creating illusions and striking with deadly precision. Naruto and Kushina fought with everything they had. Naruto's ice release and Rinnegan allowed him to counter the shadow techniques, while Kushina's sealing abilities disrupted their chakra flows and immobilized their movements. The chamber shook with the intensity of the battle, and the air crackled with chakra. Each side pushed themselves to their limits, determined to emerge victorious. In a moment of desperation, the Yoru clan leader activated the central seal, intending to unleash the full power of the Kage no Kage technique. The chamber was engulfed in darkness as shadows swirled and coalesced, threatening to consume everything. Naruto and Kushina stood at the center of the maelstrom, their hands clasped together. Drawing on their combined strength, they unleashed a surge of chakra that countered the darkness, creating a sphere of light that pushed back the shadows. With a final, desperate effort, Naruto and Kushina focused their chakra and unleashed their most powerful techniques. Ice and sealing chains intertwined, forming a barrier that contained the Kage no Kage's power and sealed it away once more. The chamber fell silent as the shadows dissipated. The Yoru clan leaders lay defeated, their plans thwarted. Naruto and Kushina stood victorious, their bond and love having triumphed over the darkness. As the allied shinobi forces secured the stronghold and tended to the wounded, Naruto and Kushina took a moment to catch their breath. The battle had been fierce, but they had emerged stronger than ever. "We did it," Naruto said, his voice filled with relief and pride. "Together, we stopped them." Kushina smiled, her eyes shining with love. "We'll always be stronger together, Naruto. No matter what challenges we face, we'll overcome them." As they made their way back to Konoha, the allied shinobi forces celebrated their victory. The bonds forged in battle and the unity they had shown were a testament to the strength and resilience of the shinobi world. Naruto and Kushina's love had not only brought them together but had also inspired those around them. Their journey was far from over, but they knew that, together, they could face any challenge that lay ahead. Chapter 15, Sacrifice and Survival. The victory over the Yoro clan had brought a brief moment of respite. But the reality of war meant that peace was fleeting. The allied forces, though victorious, had suffered losses, and the weight of those sacrifices was felt heavily by everyone. Naruto and Kushina, now back in Konoha, were preparing for the next steps. They knew the threat wasn't entirely over, as remnants of the Yoro clan still lurked in the shadows, planning their revenge. The village had begun the process of rebuilding and mourning their fallen comrades. Memorial services were held, and the names of those who had given their lives in the battle were etched into the memorial stone. Naruto and Kushina attended each service, paying their respects and offering words of comfort to the families left behind. One evening, as the sun set over Konoha, Naruto and Kushina sat together on the rooftop of their home, reflecting on the recent events. Kushina, Naruto began, his voice heavy with emotion, "I can't help but feel responsible for every life lost in the battle. We won, but at what cost?" Kushina took his hand, her eyes filled with understanding. "Naruto, every leader feels the weight of their decisions. But remember, those who fought did so because they believed in our cause. They believed in a future where our world isn't threatened by fear and darkness." Naruto nodded, squeezing her hand. "I know. It's just hard to accept sometimes. We have to make sure their sacrifices weren't in vain." The next day, Tsunade called a meeting in the Hokage's office. The leaders of the allied villages and key shinobi gathered to discuss the remnants of the Yoro clan and the steps needed to ensure lasting peace. "Although we defeated their main force, the Yoro clan still has operatives scattered across the land of fire and beyond," Tsunade explained. "We need to eliminate these threats and dismantle their network completely." Gaara, the Kazekage, agreed. "We can't let them regroup and pose another threat. We need to coordinate our efforts to track and neutralize them." The Raikage added, "Our intelligence teams are already gathering information. We'll need to share resources and ensure our efforts are synchronized." Naruto and Kushina volunteered to lead the task force. Their experience and combined abilities made them the ideal candidates for the mission. The task force included elite shinobi from each of the allied villages, forming a formidable team dedicated to hunting down the remnants of the Yoro clan. As the task force set out, Naruto and Kushina found themselves traveling across various regions, from dense forests to desolate wastelands, in pursuit of the remaining Yoro clan members. Each encounter was a reminder of the cunning and resourcefulness of their enemies, but their determination never wavered. In one particularly challenging mission, the task force received intel about a hidden Yoro clan base deep within the land of Earth. The base was heavily fortified, and the Yoro clan operatives were well prepared for an assault. Naruto and Kushina devised a strategy to infiltrate the base, using their abilities to bypass the outer defenses. Naruto's ice release created silent pathways and barriers, while Kushina's sealing techniques neutralized traps and immobilized guards. As they penetrated deeper into the base, the task force encountered fierce resistance. The Yoro clan operatives fought with desperation, knowing this could be their last stand. Naruto and Kushina led the charge, their combined strength overwhelming the defenders. In the heart of the base, they confronted the leader of the remnants, a formidable shinobi named Kuro Yoru. Kuro was a master of shadow techniques, his movements swift and deadly. The battle was intense, with shadows and ice clashing in a display of power and skill. Kuro taunted Naruto and Kushina, trying to exploit their emotions. "You think you can eradicate us? The Yoro clan's legacy will endure. We are the shadows that will always return." Naruto's eyes blazed with determination. "Your time is over, Kuro. We fight for a future free from fear and darkness. Your legacy ends here." The battle reached its climax as Naruto and Kushina unleashed their most powerful techniques. Naruto's ice release formed an impenetrable barrier, trapping Kuro's shadows, while Kushina's sealing chains bound him, immobilizing his movements. With a final surge of chakra, they combined their powers, creating a vortex of ice and sealing energy that engulfed Kuro, rendering him powerless. The base fell silent as the last of the Yoro clan's resistance was crushed. As the task force secured the base and began dismantling the Yoro clan's operations, Naruto and Kushina took a moment to catch their breath. The mission had been a success, but it had come at a cost. Several members of the task force had been injured, and the weight of their responsibility was a constant reminder of the stakes. Returning to Konoha, the task force was met with gratitude and relief. The village was healing, and the efforts to rebuild continued. Naruto and Kushina were hailed as heroes, their leadership and bravery celebrated by their friends and allies. Despite the victory, Naruto couldn't shake the feeling that there was still more to be done. The Yoro clan's threat had been neutralized, but the shinobi world was still recovering from the scars of battle. One evening, as they walked through the village, Naruto and Kushina discussed the future. Kushina, we've come so far, but there's still so much work to do. I want to ensure that our children and future generations don't have to face the same threats we did. Kushina smiled, her eyes filled with warmth. Naruto, we've shown that unity and love can overcome any obstacle. Our legacy will be one of hope and resilience. We'll continue to protect this village and our world, together. Their words were a promise to each other and to the future they were building. As they looked out over the village, they felt a renewed sense of purpose. The journey ahead would be challenging, but they knew that their bond, forged in battle and strengthened by love, would guide them through whatever lay ahead. The next day, Tsunade called another meeting. The leaders of the allied villages gathered once more to discuss the long-term strategies for maintaining peace and stability. We've defeated the immediate threat, but we must remain vigilant, Tsunade said. We need to establish a council of allied villages to ensure that we can respond quickly and effectively to any future threats. Gaara nodded in agreement. A council will allow us to share resources and intelligence, and to coordinate our efforts. It's a step towards a more unified shinobi world. The Raikage added, we should also focus on training and educating the next generation of shinobi. By instilling the values of unity and cooperation, we can build a stronger, more resilient future. Naruto and Kushina were appointed as representatives of Konoha on the council. Their experiences and leadership made them ideal candidates to help shape the future of the shinobi world. As the council began its work, Naruto and Kushina continued to lead by example. They trained young shinobi, sharing their knowledge and experiences, and fostering a sense of unity and purpose. In the months that followed, the shinobi world began to heal. The efforts of the council and the allied villages brought stability and hope. Naruto and Kushina's love story became a symbol of the strength and resilience of the shinobi spirit. One evening, as they watched the sunset from the same rooftop where they had once shared their hopes and dreams, Naruto and Kushina reflected on their journey. We've faced so much together, Naruto said, his voice filled with gratitude. And we've come out stronger because of it. Kushina smiled, her eyes filled with love. Our journey is just beginning, Naruto. We'll continue to face whatever challenges come our way, together. Their words were a testament to their unbreakable bond. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden glow over Konoha, Naruto and Kushina knew that their love and unity would guide them through whatever the future held. Chapter 16, Unbreakable Bond. Naruto and Kushina had become symbols of hope and resilience in Konoha and the broader shinobi world. Their bond, forged through shared battles and unwavering love, inspired those around them. Despite the victories and progress they had achieved, the journey was far from over. The remnants of the Yoro clan may have been vanquished, but new challenges lay on the horizon. As the village continued to rebuild and recover, Naruto and Kushina's role evolved. They were not only warriors and leaders but also mentors and guides to the next generation of shinobi. The newly formed Council of Allied Villages worked tirelessly to ensure lasting peace, and Naruto and Kushina played a pivotal role in shaping its policies and actions. One morning, as the first rays of sunlight filtered through the trees surrounding Konoha, Naruto and Kushina stood before a group of young shinobi. They were about to begin a special training session designed to prepare the new generation for the challenges ahead. Naruto addressed the group, his voice filled with confidence and encouragement. Today, we're not just training your bodies and minds. We're also strengthening the bonds between you. In the future, you'll face challenges that will test your resolve, and it's these bonds that will see you through. Kushina stepped forward, her presence commanding yet warm. Remember, the strength of a shinobi isn't just in their jutsu or their physical power. It's in their heart, their will to protect what they love, and their ability to stand by their comrades no matter what. The training session was intense, pushing the young shinobi to their limits. Naruto and Kushina demonstrated techniques, shared strategies, and provided guidance, but they also emphasized the importance of teamwork and trust. As the sun set and the session came to an end, the young shinobi gathered around their mentors, eager for words of wisdom. Naruto smiled at them, his eyes reflecting the journey he had traveled. You've all done great today. Remember, every challenge you face is an opportunity to grow stronger, both individually and as a team. Kushina nodded, her gaze sweeping over the group. And never forget that you're part of something bigger. You're part of a family, a village, and an alliance that stands together. Lean on each other, support each other, and you'll achieve great things. The young shinobi dispersed, their spirits lifted and their determination renewed. As they walked back to their home, Naruto and Kushina reflected on the day. They remind me of us when we were younger, Naruto said, a nostalgic smile on his face. Full of energy, ready to take on the world. Kushina laughed softly. Yes, but with a lot more guidance and support. We're giving them what we never had, a sense of unity and purpose from the start. That night, as they settled into bed, Naruto couldn't shake a lingering feeling of unease. He had learned to trust his instincts, and something in the air felt different, almost ominous. Kushina, he said, turning to her, do you feel it too? Like something is coming? Kushina's expression turned serious. Yes, I've felt it for a while now. It's like a storm on the horizon. We need to be ready. The following days were spent in preparation. Naruto and Kushina intensified their training, refining their techniques and strategies. They also worked closely with the council, ensuring that all villages were prepared for any potential threats. One evening, while poring over reports in the Hokage's office, Tsunade called Naruto and Kushina for an urgent meeting. The atmosphere in the room was tense, the air thick with anticipation. We've received intelligence about a new threat, Tsunade began, her tone grave. A rogue faction calling themselves the Shadow Serpent has been gathering strength. They're remnants of various defeated clans and rogue shinobi, united under a common goal, to plunge the world into chaos and seize power. Naruto's eyes narrowed. What do we know about their leader? Tsunade sighed. Not much, except that he's incredibly powerful and cunning. He's been able to rally these disparate groups and give them a sense of purpose. Kushina's face was set with determination. We need to act quickly. We can't let them gain any more power. The council decided to launch a preemptive strike against the Shadow Serpent's base, located in a remote and treacherous region. Naruto and Kushina were tasked with leading the mission. Supported by a team of elite shinobi from each village. As they prepared to depart, Naruto and Kushina took a moment to speak with their closest friends and allies. Kakashi, Sakura, and Sasuke stood with them, offering words of encouragement and support. Be careful out there, Kakashi said, his voice steady. We're all counting on you. Sakura hugged Naruto and Kushina tightly. You've got this. Just come back safe. Sasuke, ever stoic, nodded. Remember, we're all in this together. If you need us, we'll be there. The journey to the Shadow Serpent's base was arduous, the terrain rugged and unforgiving. As they approached the location, the air grew colder, and an eerie silence settled over the landscape. Naruto and Kushina led their team with unwavering focus. They moved with precision and stealth, avoiding traps and sentries as they infiltrated the base. The tension was palpable, each step bringing them closer to the heart of the enemy stronghold. As they penetrated deeper, they encountered fierce resistance. The Shadow Serpent's operatives were well-trained and ruthless, but Naruto and Kushina's team fought with unmatched skill and determination. In the midst of battle, Naruto and Kushina found themselves facing the leader of the Shadow Serpent. He was a towering figure, his presence exuding power and malevolence. His eyes gleamed with a sinister light as he regarded them. So, the famous Naruto Uzumaki and Kushina Uzumaki, he sneered. I've heard much about you. Let's see if you live up to your reputation. The battle that ensued was unlike any they had faced before. The leader's techniques were dark and twisted, a blend of forbidden jutsu and raw power. Naruto and Kushina fought with everything they had, their teamwork and bond their greatest assets. As the battle raged on, it became clear that the leader was drawing power from a dark source. His attacks grew more ferocious, and the environment around them seemed to warp and distort. Kushina's eyes met Naruto's, a silent understanding passing between them. They knew what they had to do. Combining their powers, they unleashed a devastating attack, their chakras intertwining in a brilliant display of ice and sealing energy. The leader screamed in agony as the attack struck him, his form disintegrating into shadows. The base began to collapse around them, the dark energy destabilizing the entire structure. "Everyone, fall back!" Naruto shouted, his voice cutting through the chaos. The team retreated, making their way out of the collapsing base. As they emerged into the open, they watched as the stronghold crumbled, the remnants of the shadow serpent scattered to the wind. Breathing heavily, Naruto and Kushina took a moment to catch their breath. The threat had been neutralized, but the battle had taken its toll. As they made their way back to Konoha, Naruto and Kushina reflected on the events. They had faced darkness and emerged victorious, but they knew that their journey was far from over. In Konoha, they were greeted with relief and gratitude. The village celebrated their return, and the council praised their efforts. But Naruto and Kushina knew that the real victory was in the strength and unity they had built. One evening, as they stood on the rooftop of their home, watching the sunset, Naruto turned to Kushina. "We've come a long way," he said, his voice filled with pride and love. "But I know there's still more to do." Kushina smiled, her eyes reflecting the same determination. "Together, we can face anything. Our bond is unbreakable." Their words were a promise, not just to each other, but to the world they had vowed to protect. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm glow over Konoha, Naruto and Kushina knew that their love and unity would guide them through whatever challenges lay ahead. Chapter 17, Secrets Unveiled. The dust had barely settled from their battle against the Shadow Serpent, but Naruto and Kushina knew that peace was always fleeting. In the days following their return to Konoha, a sense of unease lingered. There were still unanswered questions about the enemy they had faced, and Naruto's instincts told him that there was more to uncover. Naruto stood in the Hokage's office, staring out the window at the bustling village below. Tsunade sat behind her desk, her fingers steepled as she considered the latest intelligence reports. "We need to know more about this Shadow Serpent leader," Naruto said, turning to face Tsunade. "He mentioned something about drawing power from a dark source. We can't ignore that." Tsunade nodded, her expression serious. "I agree. We've sent out scouts to gather more information. In the meantime, I want you and Kushina to focus on uncovering any connections he might have had within the village or with other rogue factions." Kushina entered the room, a determined look on her face. "I've been going through the archives and talking to some of the older shinobi. There's a lot of fragmented information, but one name keeps coming up, Kuratsuki." "Kuratsuki?" Naruto repeated, frowning. "I've heard that name before. Wasn't he a rogue ninja who specialized in forbidden jutsu?" Tsunade leaned back in her chair, her expression thoughtful. "Yes, Kuratsuki was known for his dark experiments and his obsession with ancient, forbidden techniques. He was believed to have died years ago, but if he's somehow connected to the Shadow Serpent, we need to find out how." Naruto and Kushina left the Hokage's office with a new sense of purpose. Their first stop was the village's archive, a vast repository of records and documents. As they sifted through the dusty scrolls and manuscripts, they pieced together the story of Kuratsuki. Kuratsuki had been a brilliant but twisted shinobi who sought power at any cost. His experiments had led him to explore the darkest aspects of chakra manipulation, and he had delved into ancient texts that spoke of the Rinnegan and other legendary powers. His ultimate goal had been to achieve a form of immortality and unparalleled strength, but his methods had been deemed too dangerous, and he was eventually hunted down by a coalition of villages. According to these records, Kuratsuki was obsessed with the Rinnegan, Kushina said, her eyes scanning a particularly old scroll. He believed it held the key to unlocking ultimate power. Naruto nodded, his mind racing. If he survived and continued his experiments, he might have found a way to harness the Rinnegan's power. That would explain the abilities we saw in the Shadow Serpent leader. As they continued their research, they found references to a hidden laboratory that Kuratsuki had used for his experiments. It was located in a remote region, far from any major villages. Naruto and Kushina knew that this was their next destination. They gathered a small team of trusted allies, including Kakashi, Sakura, and Sasuke. The journey to Kuratsuki's laboratory was long and treacherous, but the team moved with determination and caution. The landscape grew increasingly desolate and foreboding, and an eerie silence enveloped them as they approached their destination. The laboratory was hidden within a mountain, its entrance concealed by layers of rock and ancient seals. As Naruto and Kushina led the team inside, they were met with a labyrinth of dark corridors and chambers filled with the remnants of Kuratsuki's experiments. "This place gives me the creeps," Sakura muttered, her eyes scanning the shadows for any signs of danger. Kakashi nodded in agreement. "Stay alert. We don't know what we might find here." As they delved deeper into the laboratory, they encountered traps and guardians left behind by Kuratsuki. The team's skills and teamwork were put to the test as they navigated the dangers, but their determination never wavered. In the innermost chamber, they found what they were looking for, a series of ancient texts and scrolls detailing Kuratsuki's research. The room was filled with strange, glowing symbols and intricate diagrams that depicted the fusion of different chakra natures and the manipulation of the Rinnegan's powers. Kushina carefully unrolled one of the scrolls, her eyes widening as she read its contents. "This is it." Kuratsuki discovered a way to tap into the Rinnegan's power using a combination of forbidden jutsu and ancient rituals. He believed it would grant him control over life and death itself. Naruto's expression grew grim. If the Shadow Serpent leader found this information and used it, we're dealing with someone who has access to incredibly dangerous abilities. We need to destroy these texts so no one else can use them. The team worked quickly to gather the texts and set them ablaze, ensuring that Kuratsuki's dark knowledge would be lost forever. As the flames consumed the scrolls, a sense of relief washed over them, but Naruto couldn't shake the feeling that they were still missing something. "These texts were just the beginning," he said, his voice resolute. "We need to find out who else might have been influenced by Kuratsuki and stop them before they can cause more harm." Their investigation led them to a series of hidden contacts and informants who had dealings with Kuratsuki and the Shadow Serpent. Piece by piece, they uncovered a network of rogue shinobi and dark practitioners who sought to revive Kuratsuki's legacy. One night, as Naruto and Kushina were reviewing their findings, they received a message from one of their informants. It contained a single, cryptic line: "The serpent's head lies within the shadows of the past." Naruto frowned, trying to decipher the meaning. The shadows of the past. It sounds like a clue to where we might find the remaining members of the Shadow Serpent. Kushina's eyes lit up with realization. The Valley of the End. It's a place with a dark history, where legends say the boundaries between the past and present blur. If the Shadow Serpent is hiding there, we need to move quickly. The team set out for the Valley of the End, a place steeped in history and mystery. As they arrived, they felt a palpable sense of tension in the air. The valley was filled with towering statues and ancient ruins, remnants of legendary battles from the past. As they ventured deeper into the valley, they encountered a group of rogue shinobi who guarded the entrance to an underground chamber. The battle was fierce, but Naruto and his team fought with precision and determination, eventually overcoming their opponents. Inside the chamber, they found a hidden sanctuary filled with dark artifacts and ritualistic symbols. At the center of the room stood a figure cloaked in shadows, exuding an aura of malevolence. "So, you found me," the figure said, his voice echoing through the chamber. "But it's too late. The power I've attained will bring the world to its knees." Naruto stepped forward, his eyes blazing with determination. "We won't let you continue Kuratsuki's legacy. Your reign of darkness ends here." The battle that ensued was intense, the chamber shaking with the force of their attacks. The rogue leader wielded dark jutsu that twisted and contorted the very fabric of reality, but Naruto and Kushina fought with a synergy and strength that matched his power. In a final, desperate move, the rogue leader unleashed a devastating attack that threatened to engulf the entire chamber. Naruto and Kushina combined their powers, creating a barrier of ice and sealing energy that repelled the attack and shattered the leader's defenses. With a final, coordinated strike, they defeated the rogue leader, his form disintegrating into shadows. The chamber began to collapse, and the team made their way out, narrowly escaping the destruction. As they stood outside, catching their breath and watching the ruins crumble, Naruto and Kushina knew that they had struck a decisive blow against the darkness that had threatened their world. Back in Konoha, they were hailed as heroes once more, but they knew that their journey was far from over. There would always be new challenges and new threats, but they faced them with unbreakable resolve and the strength of their bond. One evening, as they stood on the rooftop of their home, watching the stars twinkle in the night sky, Naruto turned to Kushina. "We've come a long way," he said, his voice filled with pride and love. "But I know there's still more to do." Kushina smiled, her eyes reflecting the same determination. "Together, we can face anything. Our bond is unbreakable." Their words were a promise, not just to each other, but to the world they had vowed to protect. As the night enveloped them, they knew that their love and unity would guide them through whatever challenges lay ahead. Chapter 18, Allies and Enemies. The victory at the Valley of the End had provided Naruto and Kushina with some respite, but they knew the battle was far from over. The fragments of Kuratsuki's dark legacy still lingered, and whispers of new threats began to reach Konoha. It was clear that they needed to form alliances to face the looming danger. Naruto and Kushina stood in the Hokage's office once more, discussing their next steps with Tsunade. "The Shadow Serpent was just the beginning," Tsunade said, her voice grave. "We need to forge alliances with other villages and unite against this growing threat. The 5 Kage Summit is the perfect opportunity." Naruto nodded, his resolve firm. "We'll attend the summit and seek the support of the other Kage. This is a threat that concerns all of us." Preparations for the summit began in earnest. Letters were sent, and envoys dispatched to the other great villages. As the date approached, Naruto and Kushina trained tirelessly, honing their skills and preparing for the diplomatic mission ahead. The day of the summit arrived, and Naruto, Kushina, and their trusted allies set out for the neutral meeting ground. The journey was long, but they traveled with a sense of purpose. Upon arrival, they were greeted by representatives from the other villages. Gaara, the Kazekage, was among the first to welcome them. His stern demeanor softened as he spoke to Naruto. "It's good to see you, Naruto. We face a great challenge, but together, we can overcome it." Reikage, Mizukage, and Tsuchikage Inoki also arrived, each accompanied by their own teams. The atmosphere was tense but hopeful, as the leaders gathered in the grand hall to discuss their common threat. Naruto stepped forward, addressing the assembled Kage. "We've faced a powerful enemy that seeks to exploit forbidden techniques and dark powers. Kuratsuki's legacy is not just a threat to Konoha but to the entire shinobi world. We must unite to stop it." The Kage listened intently as Naruto and Kushina detailed their encounters with the Shadow Serpent and the dark rituals they had uncovered. The room buzzed with conversation as the leaders debated the best course of action. Gaara was the first to speak. "We've also encountered rogue elements in the Land of Wind. They seem to be drawn to the same dark power. I propose we form a joint task force to root out these threats." Reikage nodded in agreement. "The Land of Lightning has seen similar disturbances. A united front is our best chance at defeating this enemy." Mizukage added her voice to the discussion. "The Land of Water has always valued strength in unity. We will lend our support to this effort." Tsuchikage Inoki, though hesitant, finally spoke. "The stakes are too high to ignore. I will commit the Land of Earth to this alliance." With the agreement reached, the 5 Kage pledged their support and resources to the joint task force. Naruto and Kushina were appointed as the leaders, their experience and strength making them the natural choice. The task force was assembled, drawing shinobi from all 5 great villages. It was a diverse group, each member bringing their unique skills and perspectives. Training sessions and strategy meetings were held to ensure the team was cohesive and prepared for the challenges ahead. One evening, as Naruto and Kushina oversaw a training exercise, they were approached by a figure cloaked in shadows. It was a rogue shinobi, his face partially hidden by a mask. "I have information that may be of use to you," the rogue said, his voice low and urgent. "I once served Kuratsuki, but I seek redemption. There is a group planning to revive his dark rituals. They are gathering in a remote location known as the Cursed Temple. Naruto and Kushina exchanged glances. The information could be a trap, but it was also their best lead. They decided to investigate, bringing a small team with them to ensure they could handle whatever awaited them. The journey to the Cursed Temple was fraught with danger. The landscape grew increasingly hostile, and the air itself seemed to thrum with malevolent energy. As they approached the temple, they encountered traps and dark creatures guarding the entrance. Naruto and Kushina led the team with precision, their combined powers cutting through the defenses. They entered the temple, its interior filled with ominous symbols and ancient artifacts. In the heart of the temple, they found a group of rogue shinobi performing a dark ritual. At their center stood a figure radiating dark chakra, his eyes glowing with the power of the Rinnegan. "You've come to stop us, but you're too late," the figure said, his voice dripping with arrogance. "Kuratsuki's legacy will live on through me." Naruto and Kushina didn't waste time with words. They launched into action, their attacks precise and powerful. The battle was intense, the dark energy clashing with their combined strength. The rogue leader wielded dark jutsu that warped reality and summoned shadowy constructs to fight alongside him. But Naruto's Rinnegan and Kushina's sealing techniques proved to be formidable countermeasures. As the battle raged on, Naruto tapped into the full potential of his ice release, creating intricate patterns of ice that trapped and neutralized their enemies. Kushina's chains of chakra wrapped around the rogue leader, binding his movements and preventing him from unleashing his full power. In a final, decisive move, Naruto and Kushina combined their powers, creating a vortex of ice and sealing energy that engulfed the rogue leader. With a cry of defeat, he was consumed by the vortex, his dark chakra dissipating into the air. The remaining rogue shinobi fled, their morale shattered by the loss of their leader. Naruto and Kushina's team secured the temple, ensuring that none of the dark artifacts could be used again. As they made their way back to Konoha, the sense of accomplishment was tempered by the knowledge that their fight was far from over. The alliance they had forged would be crucial in the battles to come. Back in the village, they were greeted with cheers and gratitude. Tsunade commended their efforts and the successful formation of the task force. Naruto and Kushina knew that they had taken a significant step forward, but they remained vigilant. In the days that followed, they continued to strengthen their alliance, coordinating with the other villages and sharing intelligence. The joint task force became a symbol of hope and unity, a testament to the power of working together against a common enemy. One evening, as Naruto and Kushina stood on the outskirts of the village, watching the sun set, they reflected on their journey. "We've come so far," Kushina said, her voice filled with pride and determination. "But there's still so much to do." Naruto nodded, his eyes fixed on the horizon. "We'll face whatever comes next together. With our allies by our side, we can overcome anything." Their words were a promise, not just to each other but to the world they had vowed to protect. As the sun dipped below the horizon, they knew that their bond and the alliances they had forged would guide them through the challenges ahead. Chapter 19, The Final Battle Begins. The alliance of the 5 great nations had been solidified, and Naruto and Kushina were at the forefront, preparing for the impending conflict. The joint task force had been assembled, each member bringing their unique skills to the table. It was a formidable force, but the enemy they faced was unlike any they had encountered before. In the days leading up to the final battle, the tension in Konoha was palpable. Shinobi from all over the world had gathered, ready to stand united against the growing threat. The air was filled with the sounds of preparation, the clashing of weapons, the murmurs of strategy meetings, and the occasional burst of laughter as friends and comrades bonded over shared experiences. Naruto and Kushina spent their days training with the task force, ensuring that everyone was prepared for the challenges ahead. They also took time to strengthen their bond, finding solace in each other amidst the chaos. One evening, as they sat together on the roof of the Hokage's building, Kushina turned to Naruto with a serious expression. "Naruto, there's something we need to discuss." Naruto looked at her, concern etched on his face. "What is it, Kushina?" Kushina took a deep breath. "If anything happens to me in the battle, I want you to promise me that you'll keep fighting. The world needs you, and you have a destiny to fulfill." Naruto reached out and took her hand, his grip firm and reassuring. "Nothing's going to happen to you, Kushina. We're in this together, and we'll come out of it together." Kushina smiled, her eyes filled with love and determination. I know, Naruto. But just promise me. Naruto nodded, his voice steady. I promise. The following morning, the task force gathered at the gates of Konoha, ready to march into battle. Tsunade stood before them, her voice commanding and filled with authority. Today, we face a threat unlike any we've seen before, she began. But we are united, and we are strong. Remember what you're fighting for, your homes, your families, your future. Together, we will prevail. The task force set out, moving as one cohesive unit. As they traveled, Naruto and Kushina took the time to speak with their comrades, bolstering their spirits and ensuring that everyone was ready for the battle ahead. The journey to the enemy's stronghold was long and arduous, but the determination of the task force never wavered. They encountered numerous obstacles along the way, treacherous terrain, ambushes by rogue shinobi, and even powerful beasts summoned by dark jutsu. But each challenge was met with courage and skill, and the task force pressed on. As they neared the stronghold, the atmosphere grew increasingly oppressive. The air was thick with dark chakra, and the very ground seemed to pulse with malevolent energy. The task force paused at the edge of a dense forest, taking a moment to gather their strength and review their strategy. Naruto stood before the assembled shinobi, his voice steady and filled with resolve. We've come a long way, and we've faced many challenges. But now, we stand on the brink of our greatest battle. Remember why we're here, and remember that we're in this together. Let's show them the strength of our unity. With a collective cheer, the task force surged forward, entering the forest and making their way toward the enemy stronghold. As they moved deeper into the darkness, the sounds of battle began to echo around them, the clash of steel, the crackle of jutsu, and the shouts of warriors. The stronghold loomed before them, a massive fortress of stone and dark energy. The entrance was heavily guarded, but the task force was undeterred. Naruto and Kushina led the charge, their combined powers cutting through the defenses like a hot knife through butter. Inside the stronghold, the battle raged on. The task force split into smaller groups, each tasked with a specific objective. Naruto and Kushina led a team toward the heart of the fortress, where they knew the enemy leader awaited. The corridors were narrow and winding, filled with traps and dark creatures. But Naruto and Kushina moved with purpose, their skills honed to perfection. They fought side by side, their movements synchronized and their attacks devastating. As they neared the central chamber, they encountered a group of powerful rogue shinobi, each one wielding dark jutsu and formidable skills. The battle was intense, but Naruto and Kushina's combined strength proved to be overwhelming. With a final burst of energy, they defeated the last of the rogue shinobi and burst into the central chamber. There, they found the enemy leader, a towering figure cloaked in darkness, his eyes glowing with the power of the Rinnegan. So, you've finally arrived, the enemy leader said, his voice echoing through the chamber. But you're too late. The ritual is almost complete, and soon, I will have the power to reshape the world as I see fit. Naruto and Kushina didn't hesitate. They launched into battle, their attacks coordinated and relentless. The enemy leader fought back with dark jutsu and powerful strikes, but Naruto and Kushina's determination was unyielding. As the battle raged on, the enemy leader unleashed a devastating attack, a wave of dark energy that threatened to consume everything in its path. Naruto and Kushina stood together, their combined powers creating a shield of ice and chakra that held back the darkness. With a final, desperate push, they unleashed their ultimate attack, a combination of Naruto's ice release and Kushina's sealing techniques. The energy surged forward, engulfing the enemy leader and breaking through his defenses. With a cry of defeat, the enemy leader was consumed by the attack, his dark chakra dissipating into the air. The ritual was halted, and the stronghold began to crumble around them. Naruto and Kushina led their team out of the collapsing fortress, their hearts filled with relief and triumph. The battle was over, and the threat had been vanquished. As they emerged from the forest, they were greeted by the cheers of their comrades. The task force had succeeded, and the world was safe once more. Back in Konoha, the village celebrated their victory. The bonds forged in battle had grown stronger, and the alliance of the 5 great nations stood as a testament to the power of unity. Naruto and Kushina stood together, watching the celebrations with a sense of pride and accomplishment. They had faced incredible odds and emerged victorious, their love and determination guiding them through the darkest of times. As the sun set on a day of triumph, they knew that their journey was far from over. But they also knew that, together, they could face anything the future held. Chapter 20, Victory and Loss. The celebrations in Konoha were a testament to the unity and resilience of the shinobi world. The 5 great nations had come together, defeated a powerful enemy, and forged bonds that would last a lifetime. But amidst the joy and relief, Naruto and Kushina knew that their journey was far from over. In the days following the battle, Konoha began to rebuild. The village, once again, became a bustling hub of activity as people worked together to repair the damage caused by the enemy. The sense of camaraderie and determination was palpable, and Naruto and Kushina played a central role in these efforts. Naruto stood atop the Hokage's office, looking out over the village. He was filled with a sense of pride and gratitude for the people who had fought alongside him. Kushina joined him, her presence a comforting anchor amidst the whirlwind of emotions. "It's amazing how everyone's come together," Naruto said, his voice filled with awe. Kushina nodded, her eyes reflecting the same sense of pride. "We've been through so much, but we've come out stronger. Together." Their moment of reflection was interrupted by Tsunade, who approached with a serious expression. "Naruto, Kushina, we need to discuss the aftermath of the battle and the implications for the future." They followed Tsunade into the Hokage's office, where the other Kage were already gathered. The room was filled with a sense of urgency as they began to discuss the next steps. Gaara spoke first, his voice calm but determined. "We've defeated a great enemy, but there are still remnants of Kuratsuki's followers scattered across the land. We need to remain vigilant and continue to work together to root out these threats." Raikage nodded in agreement. "Our victory was hard-earned, but we can't afford to become complacent. We must strengthen our defenses and maintain our alliances." Mizukage added, "The bonds we've forged during this battle are invaluable. We should formalize our alliance and create a framework for future cooperation." Tsuchikage Inoki, though typically skeptical, agreed. "This battle has shown us the importance of unity. We must ensure that we are prepared for any future threats." Tsunade turned to Naruto and Kushina. "You two have been instrumental in our success. Your leadership and strength have inspired us all. What are your thoughts on the next steps?" Naruto and Kushina exchanged a glance before Naruto spoke. "I agree that we need to stay united and vigilant. We've seen what we can accomplish when we work together. Let's continue to build on that and create a lasting peace." Kushina added, "We should also focus on rebuilding and supporting those who have been affected by the battles. Our strength comes from our people. And we need to ensure that they have the support they need to recover." The Kage nodded in agreement, and plans were set in motion to formalize the alliance and continue their efforts to ensure peace and security. As the meeting concluded, there was a sense of hope and determination in the air. In the weeks that followed, Naruto and Kushina threw themselves into their work. They helped coordinate the rebuilding efforts, trained with the task force, and worked to strengthen the bonds between the villages. Their relationship continued to deepen, their love and partnership becoming a beacon of hope for those around them. One evening, as they returned to their home after a long day of work, they received a message from an old ally, Jiraiya. The letter was brief but filled with warmth and encouragement. "Naruto, Kushina. I've been keeping an eye on your progress, and I couldn't be prouder. You've faced incredible challenges and emerged stronger than ever. Remember that the journey is just as important as the destination. Keep pushing forward and cherish the moments of joy and triumph along the way. I'll be back soon to catch up and share some stories. Until then, take care and keep fighting for what you believe in. Jiraiya." The letter brought a smile to their faces, reminding them of the support and love they had from those around them. It also reinforced their resolve to continue their efforts and strive for a better future. As the days turned into weeks, Konoha and the allied villages began to stabilize. The threat of Kuratsuki's followers diminished, and the sense of normalcy slowly returned. The task force remained active, conducting missions to ensure that no remnants of the dark legacy could resurface. Naruto and Kushina continued to lead by example, their dedication and commitment inspiring those around them. Their love and partnership became a symbol of hope and resilience, and their efforts to rebuild and strengthen the village were met with gratitude and admiration. One day, as they walked through the village, they were approached by a group of children who had been playing nearby. The children looked up at them with wide eyes, their faces filled with awe. "Are you really Naruto and Kushina?" one of the children asked, his voice filled with wonder. Naruto smiled and crouched down to their level. "Yes, we are. What's your name?" The boy beamed. "I'm Taro. My friends and I have been practicing our jutsu, just like you." Kushina laughed, her eyes sparkling with joy. "That's wonderful, Taro. Keep practicing, and one day, you'll be just as strong." The children's faces lit up with excitement, and they ran off to continue their play, their laughter echoing through the village. Naruto and Kushina watched them go, their hearts filled with warmth. As they continued their walk, they encountered friends and comrades who greeted them with smiles and words of gratitude. The village was alive with the spirit of unity and hope, a testament to the strength and resilience of its people. One evening, as they sat together under the stars, Naruto turned to Kushina with a thoughtful expression. "We've come so far, and we've accomplished so much. But I feel like there's still more we can do." Kushina nodded, her eyes filled with determination. "There's always more to be done, Naruto. But we've shown that we can face any challenge together. Let's keep pushing forward and make the world a better place." Naruto smiled, his heart filled with love and resolve. Together, the days turned into months, and Konoha continued to thrive. The alliance between the villages grew stronger, and the bonds forged in battle became a foundation for lasting peace. Naruto and Kushina's efforts to rebuild and support their people bore fruit, and the village flourished. Their journey was far from over, but they faced each new challenge with the same determination and strength that had carried them through their darkest moments. Their love and partnership remained a beacon of hope, guiding them through the trials and triumphs of life. As the seasons changed, Naruto and Kushina stood together, watching over the village they had fought so hard to protect. Their hearts were filled with gratitude for the people who had supported them and the bonds they had forged. In the quiet moments, they reflected on their journey and the legacy they were building. They knew that their efforts had made a difference and that their love and determination would continue to inspire future generations. The sun set on another day of triumph and hope, casting a warm glow over the village. Naruto and Kushina stood together, their hands intertwined, ready to face whatever the future held. For they knew that, together, they could overcome any challenge and create a world filled with peace, love, and unity. Chapter 21, Legacy of Ice and Flames. The early morning sun bathed Konoha in a soft, golden light as the village began to stir. The aftermath of the great battle was still fresh in the minds of the villagers, but hope and determination now filled the air. The bonds of unity forged in the fires of conflict had become the foundation for a new era of peace. For Naruto and Kushina, the days of rebuilding and reflection had been both challenging and rewarding. Now, it was time to look forward to the future and the legacy they would leave behind. A new beginning. Naruto and Kushina stood at the edge of the village, overlooking the tranquil landscape. The sight of Konoha, its streets bustling with life and its people working together, filled them with a sense of pride and accomplishment. "Look at it, Kushina," Naruto said, his voice filled with wonder. "Konoha is more than just a village now. It's a symbol of what we can achieve when we work together." Kushina smiled, her eyes reflecting the same pride. "It's beautiful, Naruto. We've come a long way, and there's still so much more we can do." They walked through the village, their presence a reminder of the strength and unity that had been forged in the crucible of battle. The villagers greeted them with warm smiles and words of gratitude, their appreciation evident in every gesture. As they passed the Hokage's office, Naruto and Kushina stopped to speak with Tsunade. The Hokage was busy with paperwork, but she looked up with a smile when they entered. "Good morning, you two," Tsunade said, her tone cheerful. "How are things going?" "Everything's going well," Naruto replied. "We've been helping with the rebuilding efforts and working to strengthen our alliances." Tsunade nodded approvingly. "That's great to hear. Your efforts have made a significant impact, and the village is stronger because of it." Kushina glanced around the office, her eyes settling on a stack of letters. "What's all this?" Tsunade sighed, her expression thoughtful. These are letters from various villages and organizations. They're reaching out to us to discuss future collaborations and share their thoughts on how to maintain the peace we've fought for. Naruto's eyes lit up with curiosity. That sounds exciting. What kind of proposals are they making? Tsunade shuffled through the letters, selecting one to read aloud. One of them is from the Hidden Sand Village. They're proposing a joint training program to exchange techniques and improve our shinobi skills. Another one is from the Hidden Cloud Village, suggesting a shared intelligence network to keep track of potential threats. Kushina's eyes sparkled with interest. Those are excellent ideas. It's important to keep building on the relationships we've established. Tsunade smiled. Exactly. The foundation we've laid can lead to a future of collaboration and mutual support. I think it's time we start formalizing these efforts. The Ceremony of Unity. A few days later, the village gathered for a special event, the Ceremony of Unity. It was a celebration of the alliances formed during the battle and a formal acknowledgement of the new era of cooperation between the 5 great nations. The ceremony was held in the village square, which had been decorated with banners and lanterns representing the various villages. A large stage had been set up for speeches and performances, and the atmosphere was filled with excitement and anticipation. Naruto and Kushina stood at the center of the stage, flanked by the Kage of the 5 great nations. The crowd below was a sea of faces, all eager to witness the historic event. Tsunade stepped up to the podium, her voice ringing out over the assembled crowd. Welcome, everyone, to the Ceremony of Unity. Today, we celebrate the strength and resilience of our shinobi world and the bonds we've forged through our shared struggles. Let us remember the sacrifices made and look forward to a future of peace and cooperation. The crowd cheered, and the Kage took turns speaking about the significance of the alliances and the future they hoped to build. The speeches were heartfelt and inspiring, a testament to the shared commitment to a better world. After the speeches, there were performances showcasing the culture and traditions of each village. Dancers from the Hidden Sand performed a graceful and colorful routine, while musicians from the Hidden Cloud played a powerful and evocative melody. The Hidden Mist Village presented a dramatic play depicting a historical battle, and the Hidden Stone Village showcased their unique jutsu techniques in a stunning display. Naruto and Kushina watched the performances, their hands clasped together. The joy and enthusiasm of the event were contagious, and they felt a renewed sense of hope for the future. As the sun set and the ceremony came to a close, Tsunade invited Naruto and Kushina to join her on the stage for a special announcement. Before we end the ceremony, Tsunade began, I would like to present a token of our appreciation for Naruto and Kushina. Their bravery, leadership, and dedication have been an inspiration to us all. Tsunade handed Naruto a beautifully crafted scroll, adorned with the symbols of the 5 great nations. This is a symbol of our unity and a promise to continue working together for the future. Naruto accepted the scroll with a grateful smile. Thank you, Tsunade. This is an honor. Kushina stepped forward, her eyes shining with emotion. We're grateful for the support and trust you've shown us. We will do everything in our power to uphold the spirit of this alliance. The crowd erupted into applause, their cheers echoing through the village. Naruto and Kushina stood together, their hearts swelling with pride and gratitude. Reflections and new challenges. As the festivities of the Ceremony of Unity came to an end, Naruto and Kushina found themselves walking through the quiet streets of Konoha. The village was peaceful, and the stars shone brightly overhead. This has been an incredible day, Naruto said, his voice filled with contentment. It's amazing to see everyone coming together like this. Kushina nodded, her eyes reflecting the beauty of the night sky. It really is. But we know that our work is far from finished. There will always be new challenges to face and new threats to address. Naruto took her hand, his expression thoughtful. You're right. We've achieved so much, but there's still more to do. We have to keep moving forward and make sure that the peace we've fought for lasts. Kushina squeezed his hand gently. And we will. We have the strength and the support of our friends and allies. Together, we can face anything. They walked in companionable silence for a while, their thoughts focused on the future. Eventually, they arrived at the edge of the village, where a small, serene lake lay surrounded by lush greenery. They sat by the water's edge, watching the reflections of the stars dance on the surface. The tranquility of the scene was a stark contrast to the battles they had fought, and it offered a moment of peace and contemplation. Naruto looked out at the lake, his mind filled with memories of their journey. "Do you ever think about what's next for us, Kushina?" Kushina turned to him, her eyes filled with love. "I think about it sometimes. We have a future ahead of us, and there are so many possibilities. But what matters most is that we face it together." Naruto nodded, a smile spreading across his face. "Yes, together. We've built something amazing, and we have the chance to create a future that's even better." As they sat there, hand in hand, they talked about their dreams and hopes for the future. They envisioned a world where the bonds of unity continued to grow, where the lessons of the past were remembered, and where the next generation of shinobi would carry on their legacy. A symbol of hope. In the weeks that followed, Naruto and Kushina continued their work to strengthen the alliances and support the rebuilding efforts. They traveled to the other villages, meeting with leaders and participating in joint missions to further the cause of peace. Their efforts were met with enthusiasm and support, and they saw firsthand the positive impact of their work. The relationships they had built were growing stronger, and the foundation for a lasting peace was being solidified. One day, as they returned to Konoha, they were greeted by a special guest, Jiraiya. The legendary Sannin was back from his travels, and he had come to see Naruto and Kushina. "Jiraiya-sensei!" Naruto exclaimed, his face lighting up with joy. Jiraiya grinned, his eyes twinkling with mischief. "It's good to see you too. I've heard about all the amazing things you've been doing. I had to come and see it for myself." Kushina hugged Jiraiya, her eyes shining with affection. "Welcome back, Jiraiya. It's been too long." They spent the day catching up, sharing stories and memories of their adventures. Jiraiya regaled them with tales from his travels, and Naruto and Kushina told him about the challenges they had faced and the victories they had achieved. As the sun began to set, they sat together in the Hokage's office, reflecting on the journey they had shared. "You've done so much, Naruto," Jiraiya said, his voice filled with pride. "You and Kushina have created a new era for the shinobi world. I'm proud of you both." Naruto looked at Jiraiya, his eyes filled with gratitude. "We couldn't have done it without the support and guidance of everyone around us. It's been a team effort, and we're just a part of something much bigger." Kushina nodded in agreement. "We've learned so much and grown together. And we'll continue to work for a better future." Jiraiya smiled, his expression thoughtful. "You've become great leaders and powerful shinobi. But remember that the true strength of a leader comes from the love and care you show for those around you." Naruto and Kushina exchanged a glance, their hearts full of appreciation for Jiraiya's words. They knew that their journey was far from over, but they were ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. As the evening drew to a close, Jiraiya prepared to leave, promising to return for future reunions. Naruto and Kushina watched him go, their hearts filled with hope and anticipation for the future. The path ahead. In the months that followed, Naruto and Kushina continued their work, their efforts shaping the future of the shinobi world. They faced new challenges and celebrated new victories, always guided by the lessons of the past and the hope for a better future. Their love for each other grew stronger with each passing day, and they took every opportunity to cherish the moments they had together. They knew that their journey was far from over, but they were ready to face it with courage and determination. One crisp autumn day, as they walked through the village, they came across a group of young shinobi practicing their techniques. The sight of the next generation of warriors filled them with pride and hope for the future. Naruto approached the group, his eyes filled with warmth. "You're all doing great. Keep working hard, and you'll achieve amazing things." The young shinobi looked up at him with admiration, their eyes shining with excitement. "Thank you, Naruto-sensei. We're doing our best to follow in your footsteps." Kushina smiled, her heart swelling with pride. "It's wonderful to see the next generation taking up the mantle of the shinobi world. You're the future, and you have the power to shape it." As they continued their walk, they talked about their dreams for the future and the legacy they hoped to leave behind. They envisioned a world where the lessons of the past were remembered, where peace and unity prevailed, and where the bonds of friendship and love continued to grow. In the quiet moments, they reflected on their journey and the impact they had made. They knew that their efforts had created a foundation for a better world, and they were excited for the future that lay ahead. A vision for the future. As winter approached, Konoha prepared for the changing season. The village was alive with activity, and the spirit of hope and determination was evident in every corner. One evening, as they sat together by the fireplace, Naruto and Kushina talked about their vision for the future. "We've achieved so much," Naruto said, his eyes glowing with excitement. "But there's still so much more we can do." Kushina nodded, her gaze thoughtful. "There will always be new challenges and opportunities. But we have the strength and the support of our friends and allies. Together, we can build a future filled with peace and happiness." Naruto took her hand, his heart full of love. "We've created something special, and we have the chance to make it even better." Kushina smiled, her eyes shining with affection. "We will, Naruto. We have the power to shape the world, and we will use that power for good." As they sat together, their hearts filled with hope for the future, they knew that their journey was far from over. The path ahead was filled with opportunities and challenges, but they were ready to face it together. In the quiet moments of the evening, they looked out at the world they had worked so hard to protect, and they felt a deep sense of gratitude for the love and support they had received. Their story was far from finished, but they knew that they were ready for whatever the future held. The legacy of Ice and Flames. The legacy of Naruto and Kushina was one of hope, strength, and unity. Their journey had been filled with trials and triumphs, and their love had been a guiding light through the darkest moments. As they looked toward the future, they knew that their story was a testament to the power of love and the strength of the bonds they had forged. They had faced incredible challenges and emerged victorious, and their legacy would inspire future generations to strive for peace and harmony. Their journey had been a remarkable one, and they were excited for the adventures that lay ahead. With hope in their hearts and love in their souls, Naruto and Kushina embraced the future with determination and courage. Together, they would continue to build a world where peace and unity prevailed, and their legacy would endure for generations to come. Chapter 22, The Dawn of a New Era. A Vision Realized. The morning sun bathed Konoha in a gentle glow, signaling the beginning of a new era. The village had been slowly but steadily rebuilding, and a sense of peace and hope permeated the air. Naruto and Kushina walked through the streets, their presence a reminder of the strength and unity that had shaped their journey. Kushina glanced around at the changes in the village. "It's amazing to see how much has changed since we began this journey." Naruto nodded, a satisfied smile on his face. "Yes, it's been incredible. But there's still more we can do. We have a responsibility to keep pushing forward and making things better." They headed toward the Hokage's office, where a special meeting was about to take place. Tsunade had called for a gathering of the village leaders to discuss the future of their alliances and the new initiatives they would be pursuing. As they entered the office, they were greeted by the familiar faces of the Kage from the 5 great nations. Tsunade, Reikage, Gaara, Meitarumi, and Anoki were seated around a large table, their expressions serious but hopeful. "Welcome, Naruto and Kushina," Tsunade said, gesturing for them to join the group. "We're about to begin the discussion on the next steps for our joint efforts." Naruto and Kushina took their seats, their eyes meeting the gazes of the other leaders. The atmosphere was charged with anticipation as they prepared to discuss their future plans. Tsunade began the meeting by addressing the group. "We have made great strides in our efforts to maintain peace and strengthen our alliances. Today, we will discuss the initiatives we will undertake to ensure that these efforts continue and that our bonds remain strong." Gaara spoke up, his voice steady and authoritative. "One of the key initiatives we should focus on is the establishment of a formal alliance council. This council would serve as a forum for ongoing dialogue and collaboration between our villages." Reikage nodded in agreement. "That's a sound idea. The council would help us address any emerging threats and coordinate our efforts more effectively." Meitarumi leaned forward, her eyes thoughtful. "Another important aspect is the development of joint training programs. We've seen the benefits of exchanging techniques and strategies, and expanding these programs will only strengthen our shinobi forces." Anoki stroked his chin, considering the proposal. "I agree. We should also look into establishing a shared intelligence network to keep track of potential threats and ensure that we are prepared for any challenges that may arise. Naruto listened intently, his mind racing with ideas and possibilities. These are excellent suggestions. We should also think about how we can foster cultural exchanges and deepen the bonds between our villages. Understanding each other's traditions and histories will strengthen our unity. Kushina nodded, her eyes reflecting her enthusiasm. Yes, cultural exchanges will help build trust and respect between our people. We can organize festivals, workshops, and collaborative projects to bring our villages closer together. The leaders began to discuss the details of these proposals, their conversations filled with energy and optimism. The meeting was a testament to the progress they had made and the future they hoped to build. A glimpse into the future. After the meeting, Naruto and Kushina took a moment to reflect on the discussions. They walked through the village's streets, their minds filled with thoughts of the future. Today's meeting was a success, Naruto said, his eyes shining with excitement. We've set the stage for a new era of cooperation and growth. Kushina smiled, her heart swelling with pride. It was inspiring to see everyone working together with such dedication. We have the chance to make a real difference in the world. As they walked, they passed by a group of young shinobi training in a small courtyard. The sight of the next generation of warriors practicing their techniques filled them with hope. Naruto stopped to watch for a moment, his eyes focusing on a young boy who was struggling to perform a jutsu. Look at that kid, he said. He's giving it his all, even though he's having a hard time. Kushina watched the boy, her eyes filled with understanding. It reminds me of when we first started out. We had our own struggles and doubts, but we kept pushing forward. Naruto turned to her, a thoughtful expression on his face. Do you think we're doing enough for the next generation? Are we giving them the tools they need to succeed? Kushina took his hand, her eyes filled with reassurance. We're doing everything we can. The most important thing is that we're setting an example for them. They see our dedication and our efforts, and that will inspire them to follow in our footsteps. Naruto nodded, a sense of determination in his eyes. You're right. We have to keep moving forward and making the most of the opportunities we have. As they continued their walk, they talked about their hopes for the future and the ways they could continue to support the next generation of shinobi. Their conversation was filled with optimism and excitement for the possibilities that lay ahead. The first cultural exchange. A few weeks later, Konoha hosted the first cultural exchange event between the 5 great nations. The festival was held in the village square, and it was a celebration of the diverse traditions and histories of the different villages. The square was adorned with colorful banners and lanterns, each representing one of the 5 great nations. Stalls lined the streets, offering a variety of foods, crafts, and performances from each village. Naruto and Kushina walked through the festival, their eyes filled with wonder at the sights and sounds of the event. They stopped at a stall offering traditional sweets from the hidden sand village. Savoring the delicious treats. This is incredible, Naruto said, his mouth full of a sweet pastry. It's amazing to see all these different cultures coming together like this. Kushina took a bite of her own treat, her eyes sparkling with excitement. It really is. It's a great way for everyone to learn about each other and build stronger connections. They continued to explore the festival, visiting stalls that showcased the art and crafts of each village. They watched performances of traditional dances, listened to music from different regions, and participated in workshops that taught them new techniques and skills. As the day went on, they met with the leaders of the other villages, discussing the success of the festival and planning future cultural exchanges. Gaara approached them, a satisfied smile on his face. The festival has been a success. The villagers from all the nations have enjoyed the experience, and it strengthened the bonds between us. Tsunade joined them, her eyes reflecting her happiness. It's been wonderful to see everyone coming together like this. We've achieved something special today. Naruto and Kushina exchanged a glance, their hearts full of pride. It's just the beginning, Naruto said. We have so much more to look forward to. A heartfelt conversation. As the festival drew to a close, Naruto and Kushina found a quiet spot on a hill overlooking the village. The evening sky was painted with hues of pink and orange, and the stars began to twinkle in the darkening sky. They sat together, their hands clasped as they reflected on the day's events. The sense of accomplishment they felt was palpable, and they knew that they had taken a significant step toward building a brighter future. Kushina looked at Naruto, her eyes filled with love and gratitude. Today was amazing. It's hard to believe how far we've come since we first started. Naruto squeezed her hand gently, his eyes filled with warmth. It really is incredible. We've achieved so much, and we've done it together. Kushina smiled, her heart full of affection. I'm so proud of everything we've accomplished. We've built something beautiful, and I'm excited for the future. Naruto nodded, his eyes reflecting the stars above. I am too. We've faced so many challenges, but we've come out stronger on the other side. I know that we can handle whatever comes next. They sat in comfortable silence for a while, their thoughts focused on the future and the legacy they were creating. The peace and tranquility of the moment were a reminder of the beauty that could be found in the midst of their busy lives. Eventually, Naruto turned to Kushina, his expression serious but filled with hope. Kushina, there's something I've been thinking about. We've talked about our future and the legacy we want to leave behind, but I want to make sure that we're doing everything we can to achieve it. Kushina looked at him, her eyes full of curiosity. What do you mean? Naruto took a deep breath, his heart racing with anticipation. I've been thinking about our role in the shinobi world and how we can continue to support and guide the next generation. I want to make sure that we're not just resting on our laurels but actively working to create a better future. Kushina smiled, her eyes reflecting her love for him. That's one of the things I admire most about you, Naruto. You always strive to do your best and make a difference. We will continue to work hard and support the next generation, just as we have been. Naruto nodded, a determined look on his face. Together, we can achieve anything. We'll continue to build on the foundation we've created and make the world a better place for everyone. They sat together under the stars, their hearts full of hope and their minds focused on the future. They knew that their journey was far from over, but they were ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The legacy continues. As the days turned into weeks and the weeks into months, Naruto and Kushina continued to work towards their vision for the future. Their efforts led to the establishment of the Alliance Council, the expansion of joint training programs, and the success of the cultural exchange events. Their love for each other grew stronger with each passing day, and they found joy in the simple moments they shared. They remained committed to their mission of fostering peace and unity in the shinobi world, and their dedication inspired those around them. One evening, as they stood on the balcony of their home, they looked out at the village they had worked so hard to protect. The lights of the village twinkled in the distance, a symbol of the hope and promise that they had worked to create. Naruto turned to Kushina, a smile on his face. We've come so far, haven't we? Kushina took his hand, her eyes filled with love. Yes, we have. And there's so much more to look forward to. Naruto gazed at the stars, his heart full of hope for the future. We'll continue to work hard and make the most of the opportunities we have. Together, we can achieve anything. Kushina nodded, her heart swelling with pride. I believe that too. Our journey is far from over, but we will face it with courage and determination. As they stood together, their hearts full of hope and their minds focused on the future, they knew that their legacy would endure for generations to come. Their story was one of love, strength, and unity, and it would inspire future generations to strive for a better world. The Eternal Flame. In the quiet moments of the evening, as the stars shone brightly above, Naruto and Kushina looked out at the world they had worked so hard to protect. Their hearts were filled with gratitude for the journey they had shared and the future they had created. Their love for each other was a guiding light, a beacon of hope and strength in a world filled with challenges and opportunities. They knew that their story was far from finished, but they were ready to embrace the future with open hearts and determined spirits. As they stood together on the balcony, their hands intertwined, they made a silent promise to each other and to the world. They would continue to work for a better future, to support the next generation of shinobi, and to build a legacy of peace and unity. Their journey had been remarkable, but it was only the beginning. With hope in their hearts and love in their souls, Naruto and Kushina embraced the future, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. Together, they would continue to build a world where peace and happiness prevailed, and their legacy would inspire future generations to follow in their footsteps. The end. My story. You can see my full story with Naruto Lemon in my Boosty channel.